Simpson, he's got 5 to the 40, cuts toward the sidelines, 45, midfield, gets a block, cuts back, he's at the 40, cuts back toward the middle of the 30, he's running at the 25, 15, Simpson at the 10, 5, touchdown USA!
I liken it to the war between the states, you know, brother against brother, you know, friend against friend.
But after time, you look back on it, you feel very fortunate to have played in a game of this sort.
Anytime you play the Bruins and you beat them, it's magic.
It's more than just 60 minutes of football. It's a week long of bragging rights, and then a year after that of saying, hey, we got you.
I think you play for the pride of the school and just what it means, and the fact that this is our rivalry.
There's no greater thrill or bigger thrill than beating USC. It's the highlight of the season.
Our rivalry Saturday continues here on ESPN. You're looking at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. For just a few moments, the 62nd meeting between the Trojans of Southern California and the Bruins of UCLA. Hi, everybody. I'm Ron Franklin. Welcome once again to CFA Primetime right here on ESPN. And in just a couple of moments, one of the most unique rivalries in all of college football. You see, on this Saturday, the national rankings and the conference standings be darned, because this is for bragging rights for the city of Los Angeles between the Bruins and the Trojans. And you can bet that down in the locker room, neither coach is having to give a win one for the Gipper speech, because these kids know each other. They were either recruited with each other or against each other, or they played against each other in high school. As far as what's at stake, UCLA, a winning season if they get a victory here today. And for the Trojans, with what happened up in Pullman today, Mike Gottfried, they can get a share of the conference championship, but a 7th win, maybe a move into the Fiesta Bowl. And as far as rivalry, this one holds as much emotion as any.
Ron, it's a great rivalry, and I've coached in some great rivalries, including Pitt-Penn State. And you're right, as a coach, you don't have to worry about your players. They'll be ready to play. Their eyes will be big. You just have to keep the emotions down till the game starts.
Mike, one of the best stories I think that we've had all year is a gentleman who will start at quarterback for UCLA, young fellow by the name of John Barnes. This time last year, he had no idea he'd be at the Rose Bowl playing in this game.
Well, Ron, you're right. And the folks out there, if you want to pull for somebody tonight, John Barnes, a walk-on. Last year at this time was playing for Santa Barbara, Division II team that dropped football. Now he's the starting quarterback in probably the biggest game of his life.
In fact, he came to this game last year. He used his sister's ID, and he had to slip in. A year later, he's the starting quarterback. Adrian Karsten is down on the field, and let's go to him for this pregame update.
Well, Ron, you know, so many times in this rivalry, it's been the running backs of both teams who have decided just how this game is going to go. The tradition of the tailbacks, those men of Troy. I remember history in the hands of one Mike Garrett back in '65 with the Rose Bowl on the line. The Bruins back, Gaston Green in 1986, he ran for more than 220 yards right here in his junior year. And so tonight the tradition could continue as we hand off the history to perhaps the next one just waiting to make his run.
ESPN's presentation of college football is being brought to you by The Card, the American Express card. Don't leave home without it. By DeskJet Printers from Hewlett-Packard. DeskJet Printers, make it happen. And by Energizer Batteries. Nothing outlasts the Energizer.
Here. There. Everywhere. The DeskJet Portable. DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Make it happen.
A reminder from Walmart. No matter who you are, no matter what you drive, there's one sure way to get more out of it. Regular oil changes with quality Haviland motor oil. When you add Haviland, you add more life to your car. And with Walmart savings every day of the year, you're not only miles ahead, you're dollars ahead too. Saving money at Walmart. It's an idea that's really catching on. Walmart. Always the low price. Always.
Make it clear. Make it colorful. Make it both. The DeskJet 550C. With DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard, it's easy to make it happen.
lot of rivalries are within the state. A lot of rivalries are across the country. But the fact that these two schools recruit, live, commute, party in the same town make it very, very unusual.
Now the victory bell sounds, and who will have it for the coming year? A look at a gentleman who is coaching in the 17th year at his alma mater. That's number 9 nationally as far as active coaches in Division I football. And across the way, Larry Smith in his 6th year at Southern California. 44 wins, 22 losses, and 3 ties. As we said, this is the 62nd meeting between these two schools, and here are the numbers. SC leads it 34-20, and there have been 7 ties. Last year, the Bruins won it by 3, 24-21. The last game at the Rose Bowl, USC won it 45-42, the highest scoring game, in fact, in the entire history of this series. And you look at the mountains, there is haze, it's overcast, but the temperature's wonderful, 58 degrees, only 31% humidity, and it is still as far as wind. There's a look at Conway. Curtis, 63, a USC record as far as kickoff returns. Merrill kicks it off, and we are underway. Very short kick, and it will come down to a blocking back at the 34-yard line. So let's meet the starters on offense, brought to you by Energizer for the Trojans in this one this afternoon. Rob Johnson at quarterback has to be careful of the turnover. We'll see how he reacts to the big game situation today. He's got a couple of receivers that are just burners, Conway and Morton. Conway is the big play guy, and up front, an offensive line that has been on the mend because of injury. Chrisman, the best of the healthy starters. And a pass on first down is tipped and almost intercepted by Carlton Gray, number 3 for the Bruins. So let's meet the defensive starters for the Bruins of the homestanding UCLA club. Mike Chilinsky, former pitcher in high school. They beefed him up to 265. Plays with a cast on his hand. The linebackers, very good and active. Jameer Miller. Keep an eye on him. And in the secondary, Carlton Gray. 16 career interceptions for him. Very good one. Wow, the stick by Othello Henderson coming up at the 37-yard line, and Mike, you could feel the concussion all the way up here.
Ron, for UCLA to have a chance to win in this football game, their defense has to control the Southern Cal offense. They'll have to win this game on defense.
Interesting that UCLA's defense is the number 4 defensive team in the Pac-10, allowing 286 yards a ball game. Third down, the line to make the 45. From a shotgun, has him open over the middle, throws it complete. That's Travis Hanna. His 20th reception of the year. Carl Greenwood, the cornerback, makes the stop, but it's a gain of 13.
Ron, Southern Cal has some injuries in the offensive line, so that's the reason for the shotgun, to give Rob Johnson a little bit more time to throw, and here he connects with Travis Hanna, number 19, for the first down.
And Mike, you could see on the replay that just as he delivered the pass, Rob Johnson got tagged pretty good. Second clock, down to 1, gets it away. Gonna go deep this time. It is incomplete. Too tall as Wallace is the man that he wanted, and he let that one ride a little high.
I like the way Southern Cal and Ray Dorr, the offensive coordinator, are starting this game. A rivalry game. You want to take the aggressive approach. Here's the post route to Larry Wallace. Just overthrows it, but you send a message early in the ball game here. Then I'm going to attack you deep, which will eventually open up the running game.
Again in the backfield, it's 2 tailbacks. Esther Creighton, 23, and Dion Struther, number 25. Passing on second down, though, right over the middle. Yanni Jackson, the tight end, still on his feet, and will be tackled at the UCLA 46.
Rob Johnson, the quarterback, Ray Dora, the coordinator, told us the other day he handles everything well, the game plan. He throws the deep ball with touch. Has a lot of confidence as a young quarterback.
Also, he's a very good student, very good in the classroom. But I think as I mentioned in the introductions, Mike, one of the things that they worry about is sometimes he'll try to force the ball. And would he do that in a big game? Would the emotion cause that?
That's a concern of theirs.
Conway in motion. And that's who he's looking for. Nope, he's going to throw underneath. And is it caught? They say yes. Johnny Morton scooped it up off the turf here at the Rose Bowl, and they will give him a first down inside the 38-yard line.
UCLA decides to go to man under coverage, so all the receivers will be covered by a man under with the two deep safeties on the hash. Johnny Morton, number 80, just able to get away from Carl Greenwood, separate just enough for the reception.
So the drive continues. A second third down conversion for the Trojans on this opening drive. Creighton, the ball carrier, to the left side. He'll take it to the 35. Defensively, it is Jameer Miller, the sophomore from El Cerrito, California, the outside linebacker, who comes up to make the hit.
Coach is Bobby Field, the defensive coordinator of UCLA, said he's potentially a dominating football player. Played a lot as a true freshman last year.
And Mike, with all the injuries to the inside linebackers, particularly of UCLA, I wouldn't be surprised to see the Trojans try to hammer it quite a bit this afternoon and tonight. Creighton gets a block and a good second effort. He's inside the 30 to the 28 and close to a first down. That's Littleton defensively.
When you see a Southern Cal football team, you always look for the toss sweep. They have to make the toss sweep go for them.
They did not pick up the first down, so Bender will come into the lineup along with Mike Mooney, the two fullbacks, along with Creighton. Power eye set to the short side of the field. And on a quick count, it's Creighton, and it slides off one tackler, and from where the linesman to the near side has marked it, well, I don't know. He's either got it or is just extremely close. Littleton and Miller combining in the stop. Well, from there, he's going to have it, it would appear. First and 10, Southern Cal.
You always concern yourself with the emotion. If you're Larry Smith of Southern Cal or Terry Donahue of UCLA, in a big game, this is a game you've waited for all year. And you just want to get your players to control the emotions, settle into the game.
That's 3 straight third down conversions for the Trojans. Draw play. This is Creighton. Nothing inside, takes it outside. And he will have 3, now 4 yards. And they spin him down at the 24. And let's go down to Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Well, Ron, early on we're seeing the Trojans picking up a couple of yards here, primarily because there's so many injuries this year to the Bruin defensive line. Now take a look at this. 3 linebackers, 3 linemen. These guys are still playing pretty well, ranked number 12 in the nation, but it's going to be a lot of substitution tonight. Keep your eye on number 90, I believe. Shane Jasper is going to have to sub a lot for both inside linebacker positions. I figure he's got to get at least 15 plays in tonight.
Ollie, one of the guys that really hurt them by not being there, he also was an inside backer. Straight ahead with the fullback, Mooney powers his way to the 19-yard line. Nikosi Littleton, a junior out of Linwood, is holding on to him, and it'll be another third down.
Ron, this is an option off the toss play. You're always so conscious of the toss. As the quarterback reverses out, he just hands the ball to Mike Mooney, number 30. But if you're on the other side of the line, when you see the quarterback reverse out, you're not sure of the pitch, whether it's going to go wide or they're going to try to hit you up inside with a fullback.
And you could see how tight the splits are for the offensive line on that last play, and the same, if not tighter, on this third down. Creighton, boy, he gets belted at the line of scrimmage. That is O'Quinn, and I don't believe he picked up the first down. You could hear the headgears collide as O'Quinn caught him behind the line of scrimmage.
Well, Carrick O'Quinn came into the season as the third linebacker. Just been playing very steady for the Bruins.
Cole Ford will come on to attempt the Trojan field goal. He is 7 of 13 on the season. Ball will be placed down at the 26-yard line, a 36-yard attempt. Plenty of distance. It is a knuckleball, but it's good.
Wait, Will.
So it's a Necro 3. Let's take a timeout. 8:57 left opening quarter. 3-0 Trojans.
If atomic particles had been square instead of round, it probably wouldn't have happened. If it had been a wet cell instead of a dry cell, it's doubtful. And if the positive terminal had been negative, who knows? There might never have been a battery called Energizer or the Energizer Bunny. But luckily, everything happened just right.
There's something pure about a real sports scoop. It's 1 part power, 1 part control, and 1 stunningly simple piece of sculpture. And at a time when most sports scoops have sold their soul for a few gadgets, isn't it time for a car like this? The all-new 24-valve Ford Probe GT. Have you driven a Ford lately?
Blue skies or gray skies, I'll always be around. You can rely on me. I'll never let you down.
Whatever little surprises life has in store for you, one thing you can always rely on is the energy-efficient warmth of a Tempstar furnace.
You can rely on me.
Rely on the star. Tempstar.
So the Trojans of Southern California take the opening kickoff and drive down and convert on a 36-yard field goal, and they're on top 3-0. As you look at the pom-poms from across the way, of course, this is a home field for UCLA. In fact, the 11th year, a plane here in the Rose Bowl. Deep, and the Bruins will take it over at their own 20-yard line. Tonight's game brought to you by Ford. Have you driven a Ford lately? And by Tempstar, reliable home heating and cooling systems. You can rely on the Star.
Our first look at John Barnes, Ron.
John Barnes, the senior from Mission Viejo. Kevin Williams gets the start at tailback and has a gain of close to 10 yards on the play. So let's meet the starters for the UCLA Bruins tonight. Khalif Carter, and keep in mind he is the only healthy fullback that the Bruins have. Everybody else are tailbacks. Sean LaChapelle, he's missed 4 games because of injuries. It is a rib injury. They hope that he's close to 100% tonight. And in the offensive front, Craig Nowitzki, a junior out of Woodbridge, Virginia. Very versatile. He can play guard or tackle, and this year he's had to do both. Short drop, look-in pass off the hands of Sean LaChapelle. Defensively for the Trojans, David Webb, only 225 pounds, but he's very quick. Makes it tough on an offensive tackle with his quickness. The linebackers, they're good ones and active. Willie McGintis, 16 tackles for losses this year for SC. And in the secondary, the brains back there, Stefan Pace, Duarte, California. He's the quarterback and calls the signals. Williams again puts a head down, and he will cross the 30 and have the first down. Pace defensively.
The pressure, Ron, tonight for UCLA is on that young man right there, number 19, John Barnes. Because of his inexperience, we'll chronicle his story. Southern Cal will try to make him make decisions at the line of scrimmage. They'll try to pressure him with 8-man fronts and try to continually confuse him to what he is looking at the line of scrimmage.
Good look right there at Willie McGintis, a junior out of Long Beach. Leads the team at that number with 16 tackles, 4 losses. Pass is complete. That's Kevin Jordan, a redshirt freshman, and he is from all the way across the East Coast, Beltsville, Maryland, his home. John Barnes, we mentioned, or Mike did, what a wonderful story, the fact that all of his travels before getting here to the Rose Bowl, and this time last year had to slip in this ball game and borrow his sister's ID. Little did he know that he'd be the starter tonight. Kevin Williams, not much there, and he'll slide back to the right and take it to the 46-yard line.
Ron, here's the road of John Barnes to this position tonight's game. Started out Trabuco High School, then he went to Saddleback Junior College. He redshirted, went to Western Oregon State College. They moved him to tight end. He said, see you later. UC Santa Barbara, they dropped the program on him, and now he's at UCLA as the starting quarterback.
And a way to go, John. Check the stickers on my luggage. Pitch goes to Williams, trying to secure the football, and that is a great play by Mike Salmon as Williams is juggling the football, trying to put it in, and it's going to be a loss of 5.
Mike Salmon, number 24, did not allow this play to develop. He made it break and bust up right from the beginning. You see the penetration.
Williams, the leading rusher in the Pac-10 Conference last year, has been plagued with a hamstring pull and other little injuries this year. Third down, the line to make the 47.
A nice draw down for UCLA here.
Barnes steps up, delivers the pass, has it complete at the 50. J.J. Stokes, and the ball is loose, and UCLA recovers, and with that will be enough for the first down. Kevin Williams got downfield to make the recovery.
They had a conversation with John Barnes on Wednesday, and you could see the confidence. Here's the catch by J.J. Stokes, number 18. The ball drops out. Now it gets kicked and recovered by UCLA on the sideline. Kevin Williams, number 20.
Well, with that, they would have been kicking the football without the fumble, but the Bruins keep the drive alive. Senior from Spring, Texas, Kevin Williams again on the carry.
John Barnes said when he arrived at UCLA, he went to the football office with a suit and tie on because he wanted to make a good impression, just to get a tryout. He told me, he said, listen, I'm carrying this game for all the walk-ons all over America tonight. He said, I finally got a chance for a walk-on. I'm going to make the most out of it. And he thanks Terry Donahue for the opportunity.
Well, his coach, Neuheisel, is the only other walk-on to gain a starting position for UCLA. You can see the linebackers coming on the blitz. Good protection. Ball is delivered right on time, and that's Rick Daly. He's a senior out of Friendswood, Texas, who makes the reception, and that is enough for the UCLA first down.
They're doing a good job of keeping Southern Cal off balance, and if you're going to start a walk-on quarterback, you like to have a quarterback coach like Homer Smith. The veteran just has John Barnes right on track here early in the ball game.
Great look at the Rose Bowl Stadium, and this is the 60-second matchup between SC and UCLA. Not much for Kevin Williams this time. David Webb, one of the first men to get there and make the hit on him, number 44. And what you're seeing is right. David Webb did that to his eyes, put all that blacking on there, and practiced one day. His teammates liked it. They egged him on, and then he used it in a game. And the first time I saw it was in the Oklahoma game, and I thought, wow.
If I was an opponent looking into those eyes, I'd be a little concerned.
The 11th play of the drive coming up. 3-0. SC leads it.
pressure from the outside. The ball is tipped and falls harmlessly at the 22-yard line. And that was Mike Salmon, a junior out of Phoenix, who was coming with the pressure.
If you're UCLA's coaches, this is what concerns you about Southern Cal's defense, because they jump to the 8-man front and they pressure you and cause these kind of hits on your quarterbacks and also turnovers.
There was a flag down at the 35-yard line. And we may have, here comes the call. It is going to be against SC.
Good ball. Let's go foul. Defense. 15 yards.
Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Well, the Bruins got away with that one. Vaughn Parker is inciting the riot down here, Ron, with all of this trash he's talking. He loves to do this every game. He's starting it early right here, telling these guys, oh, you're a little man. You never should have come to the Rose Bowl. They just got 15 yards out of it.
Well, I think Hins is the man who was called for the personal foul, roughing the passer, but that's 2 breaks for UCLA. Huge on this drive. The fumble that actually picked up a first down, and now the major penalty. Williams, 5-10, counting off at 6 points. Touchdown UCLA. Kevin Williams.
Followed a nice block by Khalif Carter in the 2-back set. When they're in the 2-back set, that's their running formation.
Luis Perez to attempt the extra point, number 25. He knocks it home. So let's take a break. 4:12 left in this opening quarter. Our new score, UCLA 7, SC 3.
At Thrifty Car Rental, we know renting a car for business has its good points and its bad points, its ups and its downs. So when you're shopping for a rental car, call 1-800-4CARS and rent a full-size 4-door like the new Chrysler Concorde, just $34.95 a day. Because no matter how much money you make,
it is, after all, your money. That's why I always rent from Thrifty.
45, even 45 says, even 46, but paying $4,700 for one time, young 47.5.
What'll it be, fellas?
Make it a Bud Light.
Sorry, this is the last one.
Well, I think I've been. I can take that one.
What do you want to give for it? I'm a 2 and a 10, give me 10, a 20 big, give me 20 now, 30, give me 30 now, 40 big, give me 40 now, 50, give me 50 now, 60 big, give me 60 now, 70, give me 70 now, 80.
If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light.
Bud Light, please.
Sorry, boys. This is the last one.
You're about to see a side of Ranger you never expected. Now, all that famous Ford Ranger muscle comes in a body no one can resist. Introducing the '93 Ford Ranger.
Ford Trust, the best never rest.
Ranger is how tough looks today.
Seven to 3 our score, UCLA. So both teams take the kickoff and their initial offensive possession as you look at Kevin Williams, who scored on the 18-yard touchdown run. And that's how we stand at 7 to 3. And they will not kick it off to the speedster, Curtis Conway. Ball is loose, and UCLA has recovered inside the 35-yard line.
Ron, that's why you like to have your up people fair catch that play. Just a little bit of confusion by Southern Cal, and they didn't fair catch it. And once that ball hits the ground, now it's a live football. Donovan Gallatin, number 26, let the ball bounce. You like to have somebody fair catch that football. See the reverse bounce, UCLA recovers. Just a big mistake by the Southern Cal special teams.
Well, they just stood there and the ball backed up.
When it's so high and so short like that, Ron, the rush is coming down so fast you have to fair catch it. Take another look at the touchdown. You live by the blitz, you die by the blitz. Here's both inside linebackers on a blitz. They're able to break, contain, follow the block of Craig Nowitzki, number 71, for the touchdown.
Williams again tries to cut it up, and it's a fine defensive play on the outside. Number 17, Lamont Holoquist, who comes over to make the tackle. He is a senior out of Linwood, California. 36-yard field goal by SC to open the scoring in this one. And then UCLA right back downfield, aided by a fumble on the third down play, which helped them pick up the first down. And then a personal foul, roughing the passer. And then they scored immediately, the 18-yard run. Pressure from the outside, and that pass thrown to, I'm not exactly sure who. That was McGintis, number 55, who was coming after the quarterback.
They had a late move on defense where they moved to front, allowed Willie McGinnis, number 55, to come unblocked to put the pressure on John Barnes. A mistake by the offensive line after Southern Cal moved on defense.
Well, he's a fine-looking specimen. We were watching him in practice day before yesterday. McGintis at 6'6", 240 pounds, and you could see how well he runs. Darren Washington, not much there, and all of a sudden the UCLA Bruins running out of downs here, and from across the way, let's see if Perez will come out to try this field goal. Yep, that's what it's going to be. Line of scrimmage with the ball at the 30. This is going to be an attempt of in the vicinity, 47 yards. Numbers when he is outside the 40 range, 3 of 7. Got plenty of distance on this one, though, and he's good. Let's take a break. 2:47 left in the opening quarter. The Bruins 10-3.
It's fabulous. It's Fingers.
Shop the newest, latest innovations in the entire furniture world during Fingers' main event sale.
Every item in Fingers' $15 million mega selection is on sale now.
Register to win your share of $100,000 in home furnishings and bedding.
Buy with no down payment and 0% interest until June 1993.
During our greatest sale of the year.
Fingers' annual main event sale.
It's fabulous. It's Fingers.
Today you're keeping your car longer. So am I. That's why maintaining your car is more important than ever before. Brake Check can't fill potholes, move curbs, or clear the roads of obstacles. But Brake Check can fix the damage they cause and help you get longer life from your car. Brake Check's been fixing your squeals, pulls, and vibrations since 1968. Today, we're just doing it better. And doing it better means doing it right for you.
Phone for the latest sports news from ESPN anytime, day or night.
95 cents per minute. Call 1-900-976-ESPN.
Hi, I'm Chris Berman. Join us for the hour edition of NFL Game Day at noon Eastern Time on Sunday. A week after everybody in the NFC East lost, we'll take a look at Philadelphia and Washington. What's going on with these contenders? And Tom Jackson with an intriguing discussion with Lawrence Taylor of the Giants.
Well, the UCLA offense getting a little breather on the sideline. And, Mike, you got to feel in the big ball game, you've touched the ball twice and you've scored on both possessions. The same is true with the exception of that turnover by SC.
Confidence for John Barnes, and let's see if they fair catch this kickoff now.
And again, it's a pooch kick. They don't want Conway to handle the ball. That ball is loose and now picked up at the 30-yard line, and it's Conway. And he will take it to the 38, now the 39-yard line. Well, ESPN continues its exclusive coverage of Thursday night CFA this week, starting with the weekend kick-in show. Kickoff show at 7:45 Eastern Time, then a Thanksgiving Day special for the Lone Star State. It is Texas A&M facing off against their arch rival, the Texas Longhorns, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. This game has everything: history, tradition, great players, and national championship implications. That's Thursday night here on ESPN. short drop and a quick out pass. They want to get it to Conway, and they do. Breaks off one tackle, and they'll take it for 8 yards out close to the 50.
On Curtis Conway, maybe one of the most exciting players in the country. Just great speed, just runs by people, and something you have to keep in mind. He came here as a quarterback. He was a quarterback in high school, so he can throw the football, he can catch the football, he runs reverses. He is a very dangerous football player.
Actually, they said when he came out of high school that it's going to be holding against UCLA. Actually, we got holding or grabbing the face mask. Which is it? Face mask. Okay, 5 yards. When he came out of high school, the speed that he possessed, they said he was probably the fastest high school football player that had come out of the state of California ever. And now he has been credited with a 10-2-8 100 meters. It's Creighton who will take it inside the 45 to the 43. Carrico Quinn defensively. The field goal a moment ago is the longest in his career for Luis Perez, the 47-yarder.
Bobby Field, defensive coordinator, said you have to take away the deep ball of Curtis Conway and look for him to double cover him all evening tonight. 2 people will move when number 3 moves on defense.
Take the Strother when he rolls the pocket in the flat, and he has it complete this time to Hannon. And he is out of bounds close to the first down line at the 36.5.
Nice route by Travis Hannon, number 19. Worked inside, did a pirouette, came right back outside. Rob Johnson right on the money.
And if you just joined us, we have 1:36 left in this opening quarter. And for each possession, both teams have scored every time they've had it. I guess you can't really count a possession to Southern Cal with the fumble on the kickoff.
No.
10-3, Bruins on top. To throw, now throws it back to the quarterback, and Johnson has it, and you can see the blockers in front. Touchdown, Southern Cal.
Well, the quarterback and Curtis Conway just come out, and that's Carlton Gray, number 3, really, he had a tackle on Curtis Conway, but he was strong enough to get the ball off. His quarterback background, be able to deliver the football to Rob Johnson for the touchdown. A great play by Curtis Conway.
Conway was in the grasp of Carlton Gray. He was about to send him to the turf, and he still was able to get the pass away. Gray's got to be thinking, what do I have to do? Ford with the extra point attempt, and he's good.
Curtis Conway, number 3, a high school quarterback, came to Southern Cal as a quarterback. Just going to step back, but now watch Carlton Gray, number 3, beat the block. He's got the tackle. Curtis Conway just enough arm to get the ball back to Rob Johnson, number 11. Now he gets a lot of help from the offensive line to get in the end zone for the touchdown. Another look here. Rob Johnson just throws the ball out behind the line of scrimmage to Curtis Conway. Boy, a heads-up play by Curtis Conway. He watched Carlton Gray come on him, make the tackle. Just a great throw by Curtis Conway.
You could see the offensive lineman waited, but about one more step by Loya, and he is illegally downfield, Mike. That's how close that play was.
Ron, you can't get over the strength of Curtis Conway. The quarterback in him came out. He was able to avoid that tackle of Carlton Gray. Carlton Gray played that as well as you could expect him to play that play.
A junior from here in Los Angeles, 6'2", 180. Davis, you can see at the very base of the end zone. scrimmage from the 20. Well, Anheuser-Busch's aerial ambassador, the Bud 1 airship, is piloted by Maurice Meilmans and Corky Ballinger. And you can see the pictures that they're providing for us tonight on this very mild evening in Southern California. Great looking shot of the Rose Bowl, the 62nd meeting between SC and UCLA. Alexander in a tailback, nothing at the line of scrimmage, and that's because McGintis is there to just eat him up. Wow.
When you coach in a rivalry game like this, you like to add plays like that double pass because you can't change your offense. You're in the final week of the season for UCLA. Southern Cal still has Notre Dame, but you like to add some little wrinkles that UCLA has not seen before, and it was enough to get a touchdown for you in a big ball game.
3 tight ends in the ball game right now for UCLA. Bailey, Allen, and Richards. Has the pass to Jordan, and he is short of the 25, and now here comes a flag from deep downfield.
Good ball. Off the run. Push no foul. Offense. Third down. Penalties half the distance to the goal.
Craig Nowitzki, number 71, with a late hit when the whistle had already blown.
And of course, that is a post-play foul, so third down is what it will be. They don't get the down over. And the line to make is the 30. With the penalty, the new line of scrimmage to 12.
Now Southern Cal, strategy-wise, will like to turn them loose on defense to try to cause John Barnes to throw into coverage and to throw an interception.
Going to go up on top. And tipped. That is a nice defensive play by Henry. You can see Kevin Jordan is the man that they wanted.
Good play call by Homer Smith. The 3rd and 17 call, just like a punt. If you hit it, it's a big completion. If it's intercepted, it's like a punt. A completion, you scare the defensive back a little bit. Number 26, Gerard Henry, with good coverage on Kevin Jordan.
Well, let's see if Conway will indeed get the football.
They're going to try to pin him closest to the Southern Cal sideline to make him run for this football.
Traeger's kick, and it's off the side of his foot. You can see it for a left footer is hooking back in, and it is touched by the Bruins just around midfield. 38 yards on the kick, and that is the end of the first quarter. We are tied. Let's take a break.
Introducing Ford Taurus and the Dummy. Ford was the first with cars in this class to offer dual airbags. And to help make sure you won't have to use them, Taurus also offers anti-lock brakes. Ford Taurus.
Just a hoot and a holler from Nashville's Grand Ole Opry is another place that's home to musicians from all over the world. It's Groon Guitars, where they sell rare and vintage instruments to everyone from Johnny Cash to Motley Crue. So if you go, remember, bring your pick and your Visa card. Because at Groon, you can take your licks on a 1939 Martin, but you can't take it home with American Express.
Yeah.
Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
It's great. They fixed up that old truck, went out for their big driving lesson. You know, they'll never forget this day as long as they live.
Here's to fathers and sons, first-time driving lessons and comfortable blue jeans. Wrangler.
No matter how many little surprises life throws your way, there's one thing you can count on: the comfort of a TempStar heating and cooling system. Find out how you can rely on TempStar. Just pick up the phone and call. We'll send you a free brochure that answers all your questions about heating and cooling. It can help you make the decision that's right for your home. Find out about comfort you can count on. Rely on the star. TempStar.
Good morning, America!
Good morning.
Good morning. Wake up, you sleepyhead.
Good morning to you and you and you.
Get out of bed.
Every morning all across America, over 50 million people come to life with Delta faucets.
Live, love, laugh, and be happy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Delta,
Good
the way water is brought to life.
All 4 Escort LX models equipped with air conditioning, AM/FM stereo, power steering, and more. Now share the same low price of just $10,499. 4 Escorts, one price. It's that easy.
Well, the offenses have been golden, Mike Gottfried, in this in the first 15 minutes of play. Let's see if they calm down and play some defense here in this second quarter. Johnson, as the flag goes down, had a man open. Would have been a tough completion to hand it as they were going to get him right in that seam.
Sometimes a motion, man, when he goes in motion toward the bench and the long field, maybe he turns upfield too quick.
Well, the penalty is against the Trojans. Both teams have had 15-yard penalties, which it has already cost SC in roughing the passer. We will see if the 15-yard penalty and ultimately the punt will cost UCLA on that last series. For a loss at the 41-yard line. Zelensky, one of the first men there. He's a senior from Hillworth, New Jersey.
See how the substitutes come off the bench for Southern Cal. When you run multiple formations, you see the hand up. The hand tells the people in the huddle who's coming in and what the formation is. That's how they make the substitution so rapidly.
So with the loss on top of the penalty, it is second down and 19 for the Trojans. Good protection that time and dropped by Conway. Little quick post. Carlton Gray had the cover on him. Mike, talk about that matchup. That's a pair of number 3s with exceptional ability.
You know, the great thing about this matchup is Carlton Gray helps up Curtis Conway. A lot of respect for each other. Here's what you're looking at when you defend Curtis Conway. Carlton Gray breaks on the ball, is able to dislodge it from Curtis Conway for the incompleted pass. But you're talking about two of the best football players head-to-head.
That we're going to see all year long. You're right. A pair of 3s. Pressure is on. Pass is almost intercepted, and for the second time in the ballgame, Gray that close to making a pickle.
He had a man-to-man from the start. He had help deep, so that meant he could pressure him a little bit underneath and play him a little tighter underneath, and Carlton Gray almost had an interception.
Rob Johnson took a pretty tough shot to either the knee or the knees just as he was passing the ball. As you look at La Chapelle, this is Stonehouse. His average in the season, almost 39 per kick. Line drive, La Chapelle on the run. Gets away from it and is still loose. Touched by SC. Down inside the 10.
Should come back up the field here where Southern Cal touched it at.
Now, Mike, one official had stopped. You're exactly right.
Well, it has
at
to
the
come
30-yard line. And that's a beanbag down at that spot, isn't it?
Yeah, Southern Cal hit the ball first. It has to come back.
There we go. We saw the beanbag go down, which is where it should be marked. take a look at that tackle I was talking about, Mike, on Rob Johnson at the end of the pass.
Rob Johnson's going to take pressure from Mike Chilinsky, number 98, coming over the block of the guard, extends himself. And you talk about rivalry football. You sell out every play. You see Mike Chilinsky from Kenilworth, New Jersey, with a great hit on Rob Johnson.
You also could see that brace that Rob was wearing on the knee, and it might have been a very good thing on that play. Kevin Williams breaks it open across the 37 to the 38-yard line. Seahorn makes the stop, and it's obvious that the hamstring pull on Kevin Williams is just a whole lot better.
Gain of 11 yards and a first down.
10-10 is our score with 13 minutes and 40 seconds left until halftime. John Barnes, senior out of Mission Viejo, operates the Bruin offense. And now a timeout has been called by Barnes. So let's take a break. 10 apiece, just over 13 to play, and we'll be right back.
A 1993 Toyota 4x4. Nothing else comes close.
Got stranded once. Never again.
Look, there's a reason more people go to Sears for a new battery than anywhere else.
Face another winner without a diehard? No way.
Only Sears has the Die Hard. In tests for cold cracking starting power, Die Hard performed 3 times better than industry standards.
Oh dear. If you don't have a Die Hard, you don't have a prayer.
You can count on me.
Sears Die Hard. More power when you need it most.
Hello.
Radio Shack for telephones.
Phones for celebrations.
Lengthy conversations. Tough negotiations.
Radio Shack for telephones.
Phones with flashing ringers.
Phones for little fingers.
Radio Shack for telephones.
Phones on the go. For people you know.
With so much style, they bring a smile.
Radio Shack for telephones. Over 200 telephone products to choose from. Make Radio Shack your Christmas electronics store.
Well, this game is being brought to you by Toyota and their full line of quality cars and trucks. Toyota, I love what you do for me. And by Bud Light. If you want great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down, make it a Bud Light. Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten with you from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. And there you see our situation. Excellent ball game so far. Being grabbed and knocked out of bounds, and that's McGintis on the near sideline. And Mike, we have talked about Heisman hopefuls this year. I think these two guys might have been in the running. Both should have been in uniform and quarterbacking tonight had they not gone to the pros. Marinovich would have been a senior. Tommy Maddox would have been a junior. And you see the respective teams that they're playing for. I have a feeling that both would have been, this might have been Heisman Trophy night here had those two guys stayed in school. Loss of 4 in the last play. It'll be a second down. And the line to make is just out across the 48. Swing pass. He wanted Darren Washington, and it was over his head. And let's go down to Adrian Karsten. Adrian?
Run with Tommy Maddox, 21 years old. Instead of playing for for Heisman tonight, Tommy, you're getting ready to play the Raiders tomorrow from Todd Marinovich. What a difference a year makes.
Well, it makes a big difference, you know, but everything's worked out well, and I'm just thankful I was able to come back and watch this game. It's such a great game.
All right, now you got starter written all over your jacket. Is that prophetic as far as tomorrow's game is concerned?
Well, you know, from all I know right now is that it's likely that I'm going to start. John's going to try to throw before the game, but he's had some problems with it, so if he can't go, then I'm going to start.
Pressure is on, And Barnes will be sacked. That's Terry McDaniels, a senior from Altadena, big number 78.
Pattern took too long to develop, Ron. Terry McDaniels, number 78, was able to beat the block. John Barnes looked at his primary receivers covered, just no place to throw the football.
Number 28, Darren Schrager. And let's see what if he will kick to Conway this time. He didn't last time.
I think he'll kick it again toward the sideline here where Southern Cal's bench and make Curtis Conway come into the short side of the field to return this punt.
Schrager's kick. Lazy line drive, and just what Mike said is going to come out of bounds. He said, let's go back down to the sideline and Adrian Karsten.
Tommy, in the first quarter, did the emotion of the crowd make a difference for the Bruins, you feel?
Well, I think so. You know, I think, you know, you never know what's going to happen in this game, and they came out and, you know, they took advantage of it. It's always nice to play USC at home, and I think it's going to be a factor before the game's over.
From what you see here on the sidelines, any weakness in Southern Cal, where would you hit them if you were on the field right now?
I think right now, as far as the offense goes, that they just got to keep pounding it at them and hope the running game takes control. And they got to, when they have opportunities, they're going to have to throw the ball before the night's over. But, you know, they're going to be all right.
Good luck in your start tomorrow. Ron.
Thanks, Adrian, and Tommy, thanks to you. A lot of players come back for this one. It shows how big the game is. As Creighton tries to turn the corner, and he turns nothing into a 3-yard gain to the 37. It's Carlton Gray defensively.
Southern Cal likes to use 3 tailbacks in the game. They've started with Estrus Creighton, number 23. He's their leading rusher. Good, solid running back for the Trojans.
Deion Strother, number 25, junior from Oakland, comes into the lineup.
He's their best pass blocker. Also runs the ball well, but the best blocking tailback that they have on this team.
Shotgun, steps up, pass is incomplete. This time, number 24, Robert Gamble, a junior from Overland Park, Kansas, making the defensive play for the Bruins.
He arrived about the time the football did. Robert Gamble, number 24, breaks on the ball. Pretty good coverage. Left arm knocks the football away from Travis Hanna, number 19. Good break on the football by Robert Gamble.
Just under 12 to play until halftime, and we have a 10-10 score. Numbers on Johnson so far. He's 5 of 10, 43 yards, and he has missed his last 3. That pass caught. Conway left alone. Oh, my goodness. And UCLA got away with an error there.
Well, when you double cover a receiver like Curtis Conway, the key for Southern Cal is to move him around. Here they take him in motion so they can't double him. Now he comes back underneath, and there was a pick.
That's a pick
on Carlton Gray, number 3, who had him. They caught him in man coverage by the motion. You're going to see a pick here at the end of this play. You don't see Carlton Gray, but Johnny Morton, number 80, ran right into Carlton Gray.
Mike, that block or that hit was thrown even when the ball was delivered. That could have even been offensive pass interference.
Very easily could have been called.
Yeah, either one of those 2 penalties, but it was not. They set the screen. It is caught, and Strother hit behind the line of scrimmage, and what a nice defensive play by Jameer Miller, number 95.
Well, he read screen right from the snap of the football.
And if he doesn't,
there's a convoy.
There's a convoy down the sideline. See the numbers on him: 4 sacks, 9 tackles for losses, 43 total for the season. He's a sophomore from El Cerrito, California.
Checking off, looks like to a pass because his tailback has moved up the block.
UCLA fakes the blitz, then they stay at home, and a pass to the near sideline has it complete. That's Joel Scott.
Get off of me!
It's that kind of rivalry. You could hear someone scream, "Get off of me."
Well, they know each other so well. Ron, there's so much substituting going on. For Southern Cal, they'll bring in wholesale changes, and then UCLA from the other sideline, they bring in changes. They're really trying to match up with the personnel on the field.
3rd down. They need the 38-yard line. Rob Johnson deep down the middle. And incomplete as Morton had a finger on it, but couldn't get another one.
Ron, he stretched out for that football. He almost makes this catch. Rob Johnson, we talked about earlier, he has a touch on the long ball. Johnny Morton stretching out, just couldn't hold on. Michael Williams, number 14 in coverage. Look at him stretch out. He's got that ball on his fingertips and just falls off.
La Chapelle looking at number 8, John Stonehouse, who will punt to him. I'm a little surprised with the rib injury and a loss of 4 games by La Chapelle that they're using him on kick returns, Mike.
Last game, a senior. He's going to try everything he can to help him win this game.
Out to the 17, so let's take a break. Tied at 10.
I'm a real wild one, wild one.
When it comes to clean, fresh taste that won't fill you up and never let you down.
Stop! Southport!
Bud Light delivers.
If you were to pick anyone from our design center or truck line in California,
It's a matter of pride.
or the Camry line in Kentucky,
It's dedication.
take the first person you see at our Michigan or Indiana facilities
It's a matter of commitment.
and show them the latest quote praising a Toyota product, they'd simply say,
That's great.
Making it better. That's what it's all about.
people think Toyota's reputation was built on the strength of its products, when in fact it was built on the strength, pride, and commitment of a lot of people.
It means putting your name on the line.
Next time you're dining out, ponder this. The Discover card pays you a cashback bonus on every meal you charge, which means you shall soon acquire a small fortune. It pays to Discover.
The Black & Decker Air Station. It has all the pressure you need to inflate anything. Fast. The Black & Decker Air Station. Always at your service.
9:31 left until halftime. We're tied at 10, and here's the storyline. And this one so far. Conway, 36-yard touchdown pass to Barnes. Total yards and the edge, 120 to 72, goes to SC, and 3 points off recovered fumble. Williams 40 yards rushing and a touchdown. Chris Alexander and a tailback, sophomore out of Hawthorne, California.
You look at the Pac-10, and Southern Cal last year didn't have a great year defensively. They changed to the 8-man front defense, same defense that Washington's running, with some success. And they've really made it work here in 1992 for a good defensive showing.
Mike, I mentioned earlier on in the telecast, I said this afternoon and tonight, remember, we kicked this off at 4:30 West Coast time, so we will have both afternoon and evening as it is now getting dark here at the Rose Bowl. From the shotgun, they go with the draw play, big opening for Washington, and he is across the 45 to the 47-yard line. Oliver and Stephon Pace have to make the stop on the sophomore from Killeen, Texas.
Here's the 8-man front. You see how Southern Cal, there's the 3 defensive backs in the secondary. And you see how they crowd the line of scrimmage and penetration up the field. And that's what allowed Darren Washington, number 30, to break through on the draw. Good penetration by Southern Cal. Good call by UCLA.
It's a gain of 25 yards. Low. La Chapelle couldn't do much with that one. He fractured a rib in the 4th game against Arizona and missed the last 2 games, 3 full games and 2 partials. And his numbers tonight, well, he needs only 39 yards to pass a gentleman by the name of Flipper Anderson as the most prolific in yards here at UCLA. And I know because of the injury, he has been very frustrated. The reverse, Jordan. SC not fooled at all, and that's Jason Sehorn, number 18, who will knock him down at the line of scrimmage, maybe a gain of 1, and it'll be 3rd down for the Bruins. And we have a flag on the far side of the field. A clip against UCLA.
A reverse by UCLA. Jason Sehorn, number 18, the free safety, sitting in the middle of the field. Now he sees reverse. Such a great athlete. He didn't play high school football. Played 2 years of junior college football as a wide receiver. The Southern Cal coaches told me never tackled a player in his life till he came to Southern Cal and they moved him on defense.
That's right, because in high school, what he was, as you said, a wide receiver. So he only played that 1 year at that position.
Ricky Hunley, a graduate assistant who played for Tony Mason and Larry Smith at Arizona, told me that this young man, Jason Sehorn, breaks better on the football than any defensive back he's ever played with or seen on film.
It's amazing. You see his numbers last week against a good Arizona team. 7 tackles and he had 2 pickoffs. Junior from Anderson, California. At the 43. Now that it's going to be 3rd down, and they're still going to need about 15 or 16 yards.
The key player in the 8-man front for Southern Cal is number 9, Stephon Pace. He's going to make the tackle on Sean LaChapelle. He's a player that has to play on the line of scrimmage. He has to play in coverage. He has to be all over the place as a defensive back in this 8-man defense.
You can see how big LaChapelle looks around the middle because he's wearing the protection on his ribs, the flak jacket. Third and long. Looking, and it is caught. J.J. Stokes, and he'll walk in. 57 yards.
How about John Barnes? What a pass. What a catch by J.J. Stokes.
You know, only close to Hollywood could this happen. I want you to consider this story. This young man last year slipped into this football game using a borrowed ID, folks. And tonight is the starting quarterback for the Bruins, and right now has his underdog team up by 6 and maybe 7.
If he keeps playing like this, he's going to have to slip out, too, because there's going to be a lot of people who want to put him on his shoulders.
Extra point attempt is up and good. And watch the gamble on defense. Stokes will take it away, and he will make the catch right there and take it the distance. Bruins, 17-10.
The Apple Press calls it dazzling and spectacular. A must-see. 2 thumbs up for Apple Chevrolet's prices and selection.
Check out these incredible deals during Apple Chevrolet's Super Thanksgiving Sale. Get the popular 93 Cavalier for a low $99.88 or a 93 S10 truck for only $87.88. Larger selection, lower prices at Apple Chevrolet, Southwest Freeway at Hillcroft.
Don't wait another minute. At Apple Chevrolet, we'll treat you like a star.
Hi, we're from Kakukuka to Howard 106, Houston's #1 Hispanic radio station.
Telling you we're giving away free Fords for fall.
That's right, a brand new Ford Escort GT or a Ford Ranger from Lone Star Ford.
Winning is easy. Just sign up here at Lone Star Ford or any other location that we announce.
And just listen for us to call your name on Kakukuka.
Then call in to win.
So tune in now to 106.5 FM on your radio dial for the best in Tejano music. And your chance to win free Fords for fall.
Town somewhere in America. Over 6,000 movies played here last year. Every session of the U.S. Congress was held here. So were 350 Major League Baseball games. Eric Clapton played guitar in the bar on the corner. And Steve Martin told jokes at the barbershop. Just an ordinary town with ordinary people who count on their local cable company to bring them home delivery of the world.
You take the world, I'll take Kevin Costner.
Well, 17-10. UCLA going on top over SC. As you look at Curtis Conway, number 3, the dangerous one, and they have put him almost in a freelance position. He's going to come over and try to take this one, and he will at the 26. He stopped at the 33. Well, tonight's Toyota Leadership Award winners are from USC tackle Tony Boselli. Carries a 3.22 as a business major and as a volunteer at Seton House, where he counsels AIDS victims. And for UCLA defensive back Carlton Gray, he is a 3.4 in communication studies, and he speaks to local elementary schools about the importance of education. Toyota proud to donate $1,000 to each school's general scholarship fund on behalf of these athletes. And our congratulations to Tony Boselli and Carlton Gray. I hope we get to see Boselli tonight. He has had an injury, and whether we'll get to see him, they were going to try to play him. A badly sprained ankle. Creighton gets by one tackler, then being shoved back short of the 40-yard line. That's Othello Henderson.
That's what made USC famous. Tailback University, the toss sweep. Fullback Wes Bender leads the blocking for Estrus Creighton. There's the block, ties up the strong safety. Othello Henderson, number 9, will come in, make a tackle, and stop Creighton.
Othello's a junior out of Killeen, Texas, one of 2 Killeen, Texas players. Baron Washington, the tailback, number 30, that you saw in that last series, also from Killeen. Pitch, the sweep, that's Creighton, and he'll have the first down as they will mark him out of bounds up around the 49-yard line.
With the ball on the short side of the field on UCLA's side, Southern California now is motioning the tight end into the boundary, getting the extra blocker and running the toss sweep because they are outnumbering the UCLA defense into the short side of the football field.
Well, Missouri wins over Kansas.
Big win for Bob Stahl and his staff.
Huge win. And a surprise finish for the Jayhawks. They stumbled coming home. It's Bender in the ball game, and the senior from Burbank, 6 feet 245, takes it to midfield. Chalinsky is down at the bottom of that pile. You can see big number 98 getting up.
Mike Chalinsky played on Kenilworth's football team, and he told me he's got a real concern because his high school may do away with their high school football team, and he was really concerned about it. Bobby Taylor, the high school coach there, highly successful, and he's just hoping that they continue playing football and continue to have a high school in his hometown.
I think he was a really good pitcher in high school, wasn't he?
Very, very solid pitcher and a great linebacker.
Creighton turns the corner, down the sideline, and will be knocked out of bounds inside the 20 at the 18. Marvin Goodwin got it. Yanni Jackson with the paving block down the sideline.
See the tight end moving in motion, number 88. Yanni Jackson gets the block and knocks down 3 UCLA defenders. Creighton down the sideline, finally knocked out of bounds by Marvin Goodwin.
UCLA on top 17-10, but as it has been throughout this first half of play, whoever has the football is headed toward the end zone. Creighton inside this time, and it's 47, Carrick Quinn, the junior out of Westlake Village, who is there to wrap him up.
Now when you get inside the 20-yard line, UCLA is going to move to an 8-man defensive front, which means number 3, Curtis Conway, will be one-on-one, and also Johnny Morton on the other side should get one-on-one coverage down here.
Looks like Bruce Walker. It is number 49, junior out of Compton, California, who plays the nose guard position.
They cannot afford injuries on defense. They just
don't have anybody left,
they're
do they?
thin as paper right now on defense.
I think it's hard to tell if that's a knee or an ankle, but it's his left leg that he's favoring. 6'4", 290 pounds.
Gray, number 3, knows this area of the football field that he's going to be one-on-one with Curtis Conway. And here he comes.
Seva Asai has come in replacing the injured Bruce Walker. A straightened kick as he tries to run it into the boundary, and then wow, the UCLA defense is over there in a hurry to make the stop. It's Littleton on the bottom of the pile.
Southern Cal keeps working the right side. Their offensive line's right side. UCLA's left side with that toss sweep. Marvin Goodwin up to make the hit out of Camden, New Jersey, along with Nkasi Littleton, number 54.
Attaboy, Mike.
Big third down play for the Trojans.
17-10, Bruins on top. Clock running, about to go under 4 minutes until halftime. Pressure's on, and Johnson will run at the 5, and still don't have a signal, and they will say out of bounds. Just short of the goal line, Othello Henderson came up and belted into the turf.
Well, when the UCLA coaches watch the tape tomorrow, they're going to see Kiriko Quinn, number 47, misses the tackle on Rob Johnson. Rob Johnson, that a good call by Bobby Fields. He's able to spring his linebacker. See, 47, he just couldn't get under control. And now Rob Johnson uses his scrambling ability to head for the pylon just inside the 1-yard line.
Henderson knocked him down, and they are that close. Straight ahead, and Johnson's not going to have it. No signal. Littleton, one of those down at the bottom of the pile. Asai also on the tackle.
Good penetration by UCLA. This might be a play where Southern Cal tries to go up over the top with their tailback.
8 runs, no passes, 66 yards, 310. The length of the drive. Touchdown, USC. Well, when your quarterback is 6'4", 210, I guess you just wedge him behind those huge offensive linemen, and that's what they did.
Well, both guards are 280 and 290 in the center. Craig Gibson, 255, very quick center. Rob Johnson just gets in that mesh and is able to follow him in the end zone for the score.
Joel Chrisman, a junior out of Grundy Center, Iowa. You could see him coming off the field. Plays at right tackle position. Forward with the extra point attempt, and he's got it. So let's take a break. 3:22 left until halftime, and again we are tied. This time it's 17.
Jonesy? Uh-huh. What are you doing out there?
Hiding.
Huh?
Mr. Jenkins says the package I sent him didn't get there. He's calling every 5 minutes to yell at me.
It's probably in his mailroom. Just call Federal Express. They'll tell you when it got there and who signed for it, so Jenkins can yell at him instead.
All I got to do is call Federal Express? Great.
Only Federal Express can confirm delivery in seconds. Other companies can take days.
What are you doing back there?
I didn't use Federal Express.
Next time, use Federal Express.
We need a break.
We need a break.
A McDonald's break.
Yeah, a Big Mac.
Fries.
Yeah, large fries.
An ice-cold medium Coke Classic.
Oh, give me a break.
Everything, all of it right now, just $2.99.
$2.99 for all that?
Are we getting a break?
Yes.
I get a Big Mac sandwich, large fries, and a medium Coke, all for just $2.99? That's incredible.
Extra value meals. What you want is what you get at McDonald's today.
Always comes out at night. He always wears black. They say he's a vampire. We'll get proof. Check the equipment.
Only Freedom Zooms have Minolta's unique quad-animal system for the sharpest pictures possible.
He's coming!
And when you don't want to get near the picture, Freedom 70C zooms the picture to you.
He's not a vampire. He's an umpire.
Surprise your family with the best. Season's greetings from Minolta.
17 apiece, SC and UCLA. Just over 3 minutes to play until halftime and tomorrow.
Ball forward kickoff from the Trojans. Back to receive for UCLA. Ricky Davis and Teddy Lawrence.
From the 5-yard line, this is Davis. And he will take it to the 22-yard line.
Kickoff at the 4-yard line.
Well, be sure to join Chris Berman, Tom Jackson, and Joe Theismann tomorrow morning for television's Emmy Award-winning pregame show, NFL Game Day. They'll have all the previews and features, including a conversation with Lawrence Taylor, and also a look at all the sides of Mike Ditka. And at 7 o'clock, the crew returns for the most complete NFL wrap-up highlight show on television, NFL Primetime, tomorrow, right here on ESPN. And then tomorrow evening, Kansas City at Seattle. It is 8 o'clock Eastern Time, all here on ESPN. At the 32, and La Chapelle will take it out to the 37-yard line.
I like the call by Homer Smith and Terry Donahue. 3:07 left on the clock. USC has all 3 of their timeouts left, so if they can stop you, they're going to get the football back. So UCLA has 2 timeouts left, so Terry Donahue is playing very aggressive here. And a lot of confidence in number 19, John Barnes, Ron.
Well, they should, the way he's played. You see him pull the guards, but a nice defensive play. And Salmon, if he doesn't come in, they have an opening and a good running play, but he just penetrates from the short side of the field and catches him by the ankle.
Here's Homer Smith, the UCLA offensive coordinator, up in the press box, having a little drink there, relaxed, making the play calls down to the sideline, and he has to feel very good about the way this first half has gone.
Pressure is on. He will try to step up, and Barnes will be caught. Brian Williams, one of the first men there, number 5, a sophomore out of Dallas, Texas, will wrap him up.
That's what the 8-man front does to you if you're a coach. 50-year-old coach, 40-year-old coach, you like to call the plays. And all of a sudden, they take the play calling out of the coach's hands and put it on the quarterback because they give you so many late looks on defense. The quarterback has to make the adjustments in college football.
Clock is running. 132, now 131 until halftime. And John Barnes will have to call a timeout.
If you're UCLA, you don't want a mistake here, Ron, with 3rd and 18. But you also can't get conservative. You haven't been conservative the whole half. But you don't want a turnover here. Here's where Southern Cal really is in the driver's seat, because with 3rd and 18, they're in a great position to either blitz you or cover you. But also with the 3 timeouts, their offense of Larry Smith is going to get that football back if you don't make the first down with pretty good field position. And maybe your best play, Curtis Conway on a punt return.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. That is a weapon that SC has, and this deep in their own territory, UCLA might not have that much of a choice of being able to kick away from him so that they can get some depth.
Rick Neuheisel, quarterback coach, also a walk-on, as you mentioned earlier, Ron.
The receivers coach and quarterback, 1981 through 1983 for him. Now the Delta Faucet report coming up at halftime. Miami against Syracuse, and Washington against Washington State in the snow at Pullman, and also the Big Ten rivalry. That and a lot more coming up on the Delta Faucet halftime report. Gets tripped up, and he is short of the first down by about 8 or 9 yards, but they take it to the 39, and Stephon Pace is the guy who took his feet out from under him.
Best call they could have made, because they didn't want to take the chance of throwing the football into heavy coverage. Give it to Kevin Williams. Let him get some yardage for your punt team. Both coaches are letting the clock run now. Southern Cal not choosing to use their 3 timeouts. UCLA is going to take every second they can off that clock.
25-second clock is ticking as you look at the game clock. The play clock is down to 4, down to 3, 2, and 1, and they will take the penalty. Now, whether SC will have them mark it off, we'll have to wait.
Now, Ron, UCLA probably will kick the ball over to their own sideline. Try to keep it near the sideline to make Curtis Conway run. If he's going to catch this ball, he's going to have to move to his right to catch it.
Karen Shager to punt. Line of scrimmage will be the 34, and who will await the snap back at the 19. And you see at the bottom of the screen, number 3, Curtis Conway.
He's starting to cheat over to the right. He knows it's going to the right.
And that's where it goes. Not a good kick. Not very far. And boy, they're going to spot this thing out at the 50-yard line.
Well, give Curtis Conway credit, because he forces you to kick the ball away from him. They wanted to kick it into the right side, but sometimes you make a mistake and you kick it out of bounds. And so Curtis Conway got a runway in some ways, or a run back, because he forced a bad kick. They didn't want to get it to him.
You're right. 16 yards, Mike, is all the punt was. And 35 seconds left on the clock.
See Southern Cal huddling on the sideline. What they want to do is make sure they talk with their coach. He's given them the play that they're going to run. Instead of huddling on the field, they huddle up with the coach so he can give them the last second maneuvers that he wants them to make.
Thing to keep in mind is Cole Ford. His longest field goal of the year is 41 yards, which by today's standards is not extremely long. They're going to move the ball quite a distance to get in that one. Pressure from behind, still able to get it away, and it is still almost caught by Curtis Conway. He's flat on his back. It was Donnie Edwards with the pressure.
Southern Cal has made a decision to try to go deep down the field. Put all 3 receivers to one side, threw the ball up. Curtis Conway, the do-everything player, almost made that catch on his back. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if they line all 3 receivers up again, sprint them all down, but take one a little shorter down the field to try to get in field goal range.
Rob Johnson is also looking at 6 defensive backs on this play. Ball is loose, and he does the only smart thing, and rather than try to pick it up and then give a turnover to the Bruins, he makes the recovery.
Well, I think Larry Smith is now, they're going to make a timeout call. 16 seconds left on the clock.
And a loss of 13 yards.
Now, Ron, you have one shot to throw the ball deep and try to get number 3 down the field, Curtis Conway. Now you're thinking, as soon as you got one play to try to get the ball down the football field. See right there to the right of Larry Smith is a pretty fair running back. He may try to throw him in without a uniform on. Mike Garrett.
Mike Garrett standing in the background. We mentioned early on in the first half as Adrian had a conversation with a gentleman who would have been the quarterback for UCLA here tonight had he not elected to go pro. Of course, Tommy Maddox is who I'm talking about. But a lot of former players come back. for both teams on this one. And as Larry Smith told us in his meeting on Thursday, it's the nature of the game. The alumni want to come back, and the former players want to stand on the sideline, not to be seen, but to get their team going.
Well, they do. There's a lot of pride. And in a rivalry football game, you really prepare as a coach 365 days of the year for this game, because this is a game you're going to live with for the rest of the year until you get a chance to play them again.
That's right. And Mike, just what you suggested. 3 wide receivers come to the bottom of your screen. Pressure is on. He has to throw it short, and it's an incomplete pass. And now they're going to have to kick the ball to the UCLA Bruins. Donnie Edwards again with pressure.
Now this gives UCLA an opportunity with 11 seconds to try to block the punt. 10-man rush. There'll be some great adjustments at halftime when these coaching staffs get both these ball clubs in the locker room, because they both have to be pleased with the way this first half went for both of them.
And now a timeout has been called by UCLA as they want to talk things over. You see Stonehouse on his only punt here in the first half, 34 yards. And on this particular return, UCLA had put Othello Henderson back in a deep return rather than La Chapelle.
Well, you know, here's the thinking going through Terry Donahue's mind. He looks over the other sideline, sees Tom Rogeman, who's the coach in charge of the punt, and he says, well, is he going to punt? There's only 11 seconds to go. Sure, he should be punting the football. So I'm going to come with a 10-man rush. But what if he does fake it? What if he really makes a gutsy call in this time? And I think they're not sure whether they want to go after with a 10-man rush, get a return. They have no timeouts left with 11 seconds. So this should be the last play for them, or even if they get the ball pinned down. So I think they go for the 10-man rush.
SC, it has cost them with a turnover already tonight. It turned into a field goal, and that was a fumbled or a muffed kickoff return following the touchdown on the opening drive by UCLA. They came right back and kicked the field goal. And for the Bruins, the last 2 games, they have not turned the football over. But, Mike, that's been their bugaboo. I mean, before that, in the 5-game losing streak, they had 9 interceptions and 10 fumbles. So the key for them, a key for any team, but particularly this club, the way they played this year, is they can't put it on the ground or have the interception.
Here comes a 10-man rush, looks like.
And now La Chapelle has gone deep. It's a good coverage kick, and La Chapelle will run away from it. Terry Donahue playing the percentages here as the ball goes out of bounds with 1 second left until halftime. 47 yards in the kick, and the Bruins did not even try to handle it.
Thoughts of both these coaches are right to halftime now, because the next half is the most important half they're going to have this entire season.
Good half of football by both.
Both teams played well first half. This is how a rivalry is supposed to be played. Even. Quarterback sneak here, or give the ball to your tailback and take it to the house for the halftime.
And the running play will go for a couple, and we are at halftime. The Delta Faucet Report coming up after this intermission. We are at halftime. UCLA 17 and Southern California 17.
Here. There. Everywhere. The DeskJet Portable. DeskJet printers from Hewlett-Packard. Make it happen.
Let's see what Kevin left us this time.
You mean what he didn't leave us?
Hey, guys, thanks for watching the place again.
Sorry there's no food, but the Celica's in the garage. We need eggs.
Definitely eggs.
We gotta have orange juice. Freshly squeezed orange juice. Why don't we get some bacon? Make that Canadian bacon.
The Toyota Celica. Bringing home the bacon has never been so much fun.
Always comes out at night. He always wears black. They say he's a vampire. We'll get proof. Check the equipment.
Only Freedom Zooms have Minolta's unique quad-illumin system for the sharpest pictures possible.
He's killing!
And when you don't want to get near the picture, Freedom 70C zooms the picture to you.
He's not a vampire. He's an umpire.
Surprise your family with the best. Season's greetings from Minolta.
Make it clear. Make it colorful. Make it both. The DeskJet 550C. With DeskJet printers from Hewlett Packard, it's easy to make it happen.
We welcome you to the Delta.
Welcome back to the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. For a halftime score, we are tied, UCLA and USC at 17 apiece. And Mike Gottfried, I have to ask you, SC heavily favored in this ball game tonight. Are you surprised that it's been this close?
No, I'm not. It looks like they're two evenly matched teams that know each other very well.
In the first half, as far as keys, one play for UCLA really broke the back of the defense of the Trojans.
Well, John Barnes, if he was playing craps, he's throwing a lot of numbers right now because he gets caught in double coverage here by Jason Oliver, number 4, Jason Sehorn, number 18, and he throws into double coverage, but look what happens. He throws another number, J.J. Stokes with the reception, the touchdown, and he got away with one.
Well, you see the Trojans as they come back out on the field with special teams, and it will be UCLA receiving the ball in this second half of play. And Mike, probably the most impressive thing as far as this first half of play, in the first 30 minutes, it was almost as if whoever touched the ball last was going to be leading on the scoreboard.
Well, when you get to this time of the year, you make some good adjustments at halftime, but you look at the statistics, look at the possession time, almost even. USC with just a little bit more time. First downs dead even. Yardage close. I mean, this football game, you couldn't separate it right now, and that's why we have a 17-17 tie.
Numbers about as close as you can get them as Cole Ford will kick it off to open the second half of play. And as you can imagine, not only has no one gone home here at the Rose Bowl, I'm not so sure, Mike, that we haven't added some folks over the first 30 minutes of play and even at intermission time. This will come down to Ricky Davis, and he will let it go into the end zone, and the Bruins will take it over at the 20. And Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Ron, I got a lot of confidence coming out of the Bruin locker room. Coach Donahue told his team, look, let's take our time on offense. We didn't expect ourselves to be tied at this point, so go through our game plan offensively, make sure that we're getting the yards that we need to. Now, Southern Cal on defense, expect a real bit of a change here. They're going back to more of an attacking scheme that utilizes the Trojan strength, their speed, and mask their weakness, which is their size. Just pressure the quarterback on defense.
Kevin Williams, the lone setback. And I guess that's the question I was asking you, Mike. I'm not surprised that UCLA is a little surprised that they are this even after 30 minutes. Short drop and a pass to LaChapelle, and he'll take it out to the 22-yard line. Jason Sehorn defensively.
Southern Cal comes right out in an 8-man defensive front. And they're trying to get the center singled up against the nose tackle, but they're trying to give John Barnes a lot of different looks. They want to try to force him into some turnovers.
There are the comparisons at quarterback in the first half. 128 yards for Barnes and the 1 touchdown. Williams runs into his own man. Tries to get to the outside, and by golly, he has the speed to at least lose only a couple. Most backs would have lost 5 or 6.
You talk about emotion, Ron. Both teams, this game's going to be decided right now in the first 6-7 minutes of this quarter, because both your teams, when you come out of the locker room, you appeal to your seniors. This is your last time to play against Southern Cal, your last time to play against UCLA. You've got to let it all hang out.
Washington and Davis, the setbacks, 3rd down, and they need the 30-yard line. Pass on the money, but he retreated in making the reception, and now let's see where LaChapelle will be given forward progress to. They are going to have him short of the first down, and with that catch, he could be close to the record.
When you go to the 8-man front, what Southern Cal is trying to do with UCLA is that they're trying to make the center single block and put him on an island. Sean LaChapelle, number 88, with a catch. They're just short. He's got to punt the football.
He looked up and he saw Sehorn, and he took that one step in retreat, and that was the difference between having the first down and now they're going to have to punt the football.
Just ran the route a little too short because he had to come back for the football.
Shager looking at Curtis Conway, and Conway has caused problems tonight just by being there. Hanging spiral, he'll get an opportunity here. And good coverage for the Bruins to stop him at the 33.
They're doing a nice job to pin him into the sidelines. They're not allowing him any room. There's no guess of where he's going to catch that football.
42 yards in the punt and 5 on the return. Rick Daly is the man who made the tackle on the special teams. LaChapelle, by the way, as we mentioned to you, needed 39 yards coming into the ballgame to become the most prolific in yardage receivers in UCLA history, and he is now 1 yard away from Flipper Anderson and going into the record books. Big opening to the fullback, Mike Mooney, and he will take it across the 50-yard line, and now they're going to say just short of the 50 at the 49.
UCLA on defense is so conscious of the toss sweep that when that quarterback reverses out, you see the tailback stretch, everybody's playing the toss sweep. That's what opens Mike Mooney up inside.
He gained 16 yards, and Mike, he tripped before anybody hit him.
Not used to running that far. He's a blocking fullback.
Jackson and Banta, the tight ends for the Trojans, with the first down. Creighton weaves his way for 5, 6, and 7 yards. At that time, off the ball, USC just blew the defensive line back. Good job up front.
The early strategy by Ray Dorr, the offensive coordinator, Larry Smith, put the ball on the ground. The old Southern Cal way of running the football. And let's pound it right at UCLA in the defensive front.
You could see the fist up, and it goes back to what Mike talked about in the first quarter as far as the substitutions and who is coming to the ball game and what the formation will be. That means 2 wideouts. Pitch to Creighton. Turns the corner. Boy, he gets stung at the 40-yard line, but he'll have the first down. It's Jameer Miller who is over to make the stop.
Here comes the substitutes from the sideline. Always switching people. There's the fist of who's to come in and who goes out so that they don't get caught with 12 men, don't get any confusion, don't have to use a timeout.
Conway to the bottom of your screen. Morton to the top, short drop, and that's who it's to. Conway squeezes by 1 tackle. It was Carlton Gray who missed him first. And then he will be down at the 32, and it's Donnie Edwards.
Trying to keep him contained the whole ball game. Got 2 thoroughbreds on each other. And number 3s, Curtis Conway and Carlton Gray. Quite a matchup tonight.
Mike, even though he missed that tackle right there, I really like Carlton Gray. I mean, he is all over the playing field, and he looks as solid at corner as anybody we've seen this year.
He had 11 interceptions last year. Just people aren't throwing in his vicinity this year.
And could have had 2 more tonight. Creighton knocked down hard at the line of scrimmage. That's Miller who gets him. And let's see. It appears as though they're going to be about a ½ yard short of the first. By the way, thank goodness the Santa Anas are gone. Boy, we had winds here in the last couple of days, particularly yesterday. But the night before, the bonfire at UCLA had to be canceled. They wouldn't let them have it because of the strong winds, which were gusting to 40 and 45 miles an hour. It's very calm here at the Rose Bowl tonight, though. Pitch to Creighton. Trouble in the backfield. He will be knocked down for a loss. Donnie Edwards has been big and behind the line of scrimmage tackling tonight.
They went to the toss sweep just 1 time too many. Donnie Edwards was able to get up the field and force the play and not allow the sweep to get started. Donnie Edwards, number 23, see him up the football field. He's the one who made that play bust from the start.
You could see just a little piece of his jersey go out as a lineman half-heartedly grabbed for him, thinking, oh, he's already beaten me.
You talk about the win yesterday, Ron, but how you grow up with a rivalry. I remember watching this game on TV, and in Crestline, Ohio, it'd be snowing, and all of a sudden you turn this game on, and beautiful weather, and people in shirt sleeves, and it's just a vivid memory that I'll always have.
Well, it's very comfortable here tonight. There are a few jackets, but compared to Crestline, Ohio, and maybe a little snow that you were in.
Or Pullman, Washington.
Or Pullman, Washington today, that's right. Stonehouse to kick. Very high. Good coverage kick. Fair catch is called for and is made. So let's take a break. 10:15 left in the third. We're still tied.
A company that does this much business can only be headed in one direction: forward.
With so much to do and so little time, when it's time to finance or lease your new GM vehicle, let GMAC do it right in the dealership. GMAC. Nobody wants to get you into your new GM car or truck faster, so you'll have time for more important things.
Attenzione, prego. Cos'è questa cosa qua? Mi sembra una cosa veramente strana.
It's a hot 35mm camera from Canon.
Just a camera. Sembra sospetto.
The Canon Fotura. With futuristic flash, automatic one-hand control, and long-range power zoom lens. Fotura.
You have to come with us.
It's just a camera.
Please.
The Fotura from Canon. So advanced, it's simple.
The 60-second meeting between UCLA and USC brought to you by Oldsmobile, the power of intelligent engineering. And by Budweiser, the king of beers, with that fresh, pure, natural taste. Nothing beats a Bud. Running play. Jeff Cobb steps up into the hole at the line of scrimmage, and he will be down at the 15-yard line. Kevin Williams.
Ron, they're doing a lot more moving on defense to try to force John Barnes into bad plays. There was a bad play. They just had too many people to run into that defense with.
Kopp made the tackle right there, and that number 35 is significant with the SC Trojans, and we'll get you to talk more about this. Some of the wild and crazy guys who have worn that number. Williams on the delay, and there you see Kopp again, number 35. He was willed the number. He thought he was the best of the linebackers, particularly on the interior. And he said after a bit, he's not a wild and crazy guy, so it doesn't take on that same attitude.
You can't block him here. The block came late from, looked like Vaughn Parker, number 68. But Jeff Cobb just was able to step up there and make the play before the blocker got to him.
Mike, this is the 9th UCLA possession. 6 have started on or inside their 20. Field position has not been in their favor tonight. And the shotgun puts some air under it. LaChapelle has got it. Nope, they're going to say he trapped it against the ground. They're going to call him incomplete. Jason Sehorn with the cover.
You can't throw the football any better. John Barnes, Walter Mitty. He's just having the night that he could. Most amazing night. This guy's throwing the ball right on the money. Sean LaChapelle with his hands outstretched. The ball's right there. Just couldn't hold on to it. Good coverage by Jason Sehorn, number 18. Now the big play for Southern Cal, the punt return.
Also a good call by the officials. That ball was trapped off the turf.
They know where the football's going, into the short side, into the UCLA bench.
And that ball is blocked into the end zone, and touchdown Southern California. Ramirez. Now we're going to have to get a check. They don't have names, and they have duplicate numbers. Either Hector or Ramirez has blocked the kick. We'll get a check out. They have duplicate 15.
Ron, give that block to Curtis Conway because you're so emphasized so much not to kick the ball to him, to cover the football, and they just didn't block that time and got their punt blocked.
Roll forward with the extra point attempt, and it's up and good.
Looked like UCLA busted their punt coverage in an effort to get down the field on Curtis Conway. They did not hold their blocks long enough.
And Mike, it was Ramirez who got the block, and Luisi who recovers for the touchdown.
See, there's nobody blocking right there. They're so conscious of getting down the field to make sure Curtis Conway doesn't return the football that no one really blocks. Watch, as the punter receives the football, no one blocks. I mean, there's just too many people coming scot-free on the punt. Big play for the special teams of USC and special teams coach Tom Rogeman.
Well, the clock to our right is out. We have 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. 24-17, SC on top. Ramirez with the block. Luisi with the recovery for the touchdown. This is Lawrence. So the Bruins playing from behind, which has been a rare situation for them tonight. And we'll see how well they handle it. Now the 194-foot-long Bud 1 airship, and its eye-in-the-sky camera bringing you these pictures from more than 1,000 feet above the Rose Bowl Stadium tonight here in Pasadena, California.
Is that all it's keeping that thing up in the air?
That's
that little propeller?
Well, I'm hoping the helium within its big body. Wow. We didn't have those in Tesla.
Yeah, we never even got a chance to see him.
Williams breaks it big, still on his feet, caught from behind by McGinnis, but not until he's at the 50-yard line.
Kevin Williams with just a little quick spurt. See the pressure. Here's a stunt by the right linebacker. Good block by the fullback, Khalif Carter, number 48. Missed tackle by Jason Sehorn. Finally brings him down, but good gain by Kevin Williams. UCLA has to get good mix in their play calling now because Southern Cal is starting to draw a beat on them.
Pressure is on, gets away, and the pass is tipped. That is a nice defensive play by Sehorn. Boy, if he doesn't make it, LaChapelle could have been off and running.
Oh, you're right, Ron. And John Barnes didn't recognize the blitz coming because Stephon Pace, number 9, came on the blitz. John Barnes was able to avoid him throwing the football to LaChapelle, but you're right, Jason Sehorn with a game-saving, touchdown-saving deflection.
Could wind up being a game-saving.
See, here's where they force the quarterback to beat you.
Pressure from the outside immediately. Pass is tipped. And an opportunity for Shannon Jones to make the interception, but it was Kopp who got a hand up.
They're totally putting the game in number 19's hands with what they're doing on defense now. Here comes the blitz. Stephon Pace, number 9, from the outside. With good pressure, number 55, Willie McGinnis, getting his hands up in the air. So UCLA has to keep punching those defensive linemen to get the hands down to allow John Barnes the lane to throw in.
They need the 41.5-yard line. Pass thrown short.
3 straight blitzes where they're coming. They're going to make John Barnes beat them. That's their strategy on defense.
Lamont Hollandquist, along with 44, David Webb, coming off the field with celebrations with their teammates on the sideline as the Trojans have forged on top midway of this third quarter, 24-17. And now Barnes has missed his last 4. He's 8 of 18 on the evening. Schlegel a little quicker getting this one away. Downs at the 2 and the 1, and it'll go into the end zone. So let's take a break. 8 minutes exactly left in the third.
America's first choice. Napa Auto Parts.
At Napa, you'll always find top quality parts at a fair price. Plus, great holiday gift ideas for under $20. Like Napa's heavy-duty mechanics creeper, just $9.95. The Napa 6-piece combination screwdriver set, only $13.95. And Napa's 20-inch toolbox with 3-compartment tray, just $19.95. Save on great gifts for under $20. At Napa, America's first choice.
A company that does this much business can only be headed in one direction. Forward.
There we were, a jillion miles outside of the hood. The bus got a flat, got no jack. Homie's gonna cut his grass. What's up? $4.5. Sold. The man's round sales, but he's got no beef. Pardon me.
That was that.
Huh? Yo, MC Cow Seller. Bud. Fresh.
USC on top of UCLA by 7. And a reminder, great doubleheader of college basketball Wednesday night in the preseason NIT. Boy, these are a couple of good ones. Indiana and Florida State, same matchup of a couple of years ago in the pre-regional at Louisville. And then number 24 UCLA taking on number 6 Seton Hall. The Bruins with a great come-from-behind win last night. With a mix-up in the play call here, I doubt seriously that they would have had Rob Johnson following his running backs up in the hole at the get-go of this third quarter.
You can believe this, that Rob Johnson didn't really want to miss that handoff either.
Mike, let me give you a correction. Now, they have just given us from downstairs. It is Zuri Hector who blocked the kick rather than Ramirez. And this is one of the problems. You see no names of the backs of those jerseys. Not just for us, but for people watching at home, for pictures and folks in the stands. You're marketing the product. They need to make and put names on jerseys, football and basketball. Very simple. They have duplicate numbers, and that's the reason for the confusion. That'll be a gain of enough for the first down. 11 yards as Mooney gets the carry. And Marvin Goodwin, the strong safety, comes up to make the hit.
Marvin's out of Camden, New Jersey. Woodrow Wilson High School is a solid football player in high school, but also a real good basketball player. Averaged 12 points a game.
Now the word from the coaches that Goodwin, you were just taking a look at, needs to play well tonight for them to have a successful effort. Flags go down simply because now the fullback can reset, but it came so quickly before the snap or just prior to the snap of the football. So that'll be called a false start, and the Trojans will walk back 5 yards. La Chapelle needs, according to our numbers, only 1 yard to move in front in the record books in receiving yardage for the Bruins. Right now, he doesn't care about records. He'd like to make up the 7 points that they trail on the scoreboard.
You don't want to go out as a senior losing to your rival. You just don't want that to happen.
To the 30-yard line. He'll be stopped there about 1.5 yards. across the 30. Jameer Miller and Chilinsky defensively. What was it you told me? We were talking about Chilinsky coming over to the stadium today, Mike, and said that Chilinsky was a good prospect as far as pitching, but now surgery on his shoulder because of football, and he really will not have that opportunity, or they don't think anymore.
I talked to him on the field, practice field the other day, and I asked him if he was going to still continue and try to play baseball, and he showed me his arm. He said, I had an operation here. He said, I think my baseball days are over.
Open, and he'll take it to the 34. That's Miller again in the bottom of the pile. If you just joined us, 24-17, Southern California leading with 5:34 left to play in this third quarter.
Now you have to be thinking on third down here. You're going to try to find a way to get the ball to number 3 again. So we get the matchup outside again on Carlton Gray and Curtis Conway.
They're bringing back in for the Florida State middle screen. Takes it close to midfield, and he's all the way to the 48-yard line. Carlton Gray finally makes the stop.
Ron, they used to pick again on Carlton Gray. Now Carlton Gray has him man-to-man, but the motion man's going to come out here and block, and then Conway's going to come back inside for the screen, and Carlton Gray gets picked off again. There's the motion, there's the pick. Curtis Conway comes inside. Carlton Gray's way off the ball. Really can't be a factor in that screen pass. That has to be stopped by the linebackers.
A bad chance of putting the linebacker on Curtis Conway, right?
Your odds aren't very good.
Creighton over the right side and over midfield to the 46-yard line. And Mike, probably the thing that has been most impressive in this second half of play is the SC front. They seem to have better explosion off the football and seem to be moving the UCLA defensive line off.
Good point. They're taking control of the game, running the football in the second half. Larry Smith's team, more success running the football right at UCLA in this quarter.
And they're having to play without Tony Boselli, their academic lineman, all academic, I should say. Creighton gets the pitch, turns the corner, and you can see he is beyond the sticks for the first down. Jameer Miller is there to make the stop. But Chrisman and Loya on that right side being very effective.
They really are. Then you add Mike Mooney, number 30, the fullback, and just got a lot of people in front of the tailback blocking.
You see Craig Gibson there, the junior center out of Orange. He is a 3-year starter. And Larry Smith paid him probably as good a compliment as you can pay a lineman. He said for that quick first step, he is the best that I've ever had at that position as far as getting the snap away and getting the step out.
Well, what he was talking about, Ron, is you're right. It's a lot of times a center won't have somebody playing directly on him. They'll be shaded over the guard. And when you can have a center who can snap the ball, take a step and scoop that position, then all your other linemen can come off at a different angle. So Craig Gibson is a very solid center with a great first step.
That is Saya Asea, who is injured on the play, and he had come into ball game replacing Bruce Walker at nose guard, who was injured earlier. So the Bruins just not having any luck at all, as Walker, we are now told, has just come back into the lineup, but the injuries continue to mount with that defensive front.
Terry Donahue says, I've never seen anything like this year with the injuries. Just amazing amount of guys have just been hurt all year.
Johnson sets the throw, and that's going to be over the head of Johnny Morton. Morton, for the most part, has been silenced tonight. It's been Conway and Hanna. Wallace and Scott have caught a couple, but for the most part, number 80, they have taken him out of the offense tonight.
Well, I like that call because they've had so much success running the ball on first down. They wanted to test him deep with Johnny Morton, number 80. UCLA secondary read the pass and was in pretty good shape.
Morton did have the one catch in the first half, good for only 8 yards. Estes Creighton breaks a tackle, has 5 yards, 6, 7, and 8, and he is close to the first down. It may be a gain of 10 as Marvin Goodman will wrap him up defensively, and let's see, Mike, they're going to put it down at the 32-yard line.
The offensive line of Southern Cal, just good blocks where they just get control, and then a nice block by Mike Mooney, 30 on the draw.
Also, and give your buddy Titus Tuiasosopo credit, as you can see, big number 73 stepping up into the hole and making the block. As Creighton now over 100 yards.
I'll just refer to him as Titus T.
All right, Titus T.
You talk about how close these rivals are. He called the UCLA players on Monday night, told them he's looking forward to playing against them. They're all close.
Yeah, I saw him shaking hands with Sherbert. Big opening. 15, 10, 5, touchdown Creighton from 32 yards away. All of a sudden, the men from Troy have broken this one open to a 13-point lead. About to go 14 as Creighton with 133 yards now on 23 carries. Ford's kick is good, so let's take a timeout. 2:43 left in this third period. Second half, it's been all Trojans.
No shortcuts, just hard work, dedication, and an honest day's work for a day's pay. That's the true spirit of the American West. Acme salutes that spirit by introducing Acme Real Hides. Boots with genuine, full-grain cowhide all the way up the shaft. No other boots offer so much value for your money. Affordable boots that don't come up short. Acme Real Hides. You get genuine leather boots without getting skinned. Acme Real Hides, available at these and other fine retailers.
They have gone back and forth all day. Boy, Jim, I got to tell you, it does not get any better than this. It's going to be hard to top that last one. A simple matter of who's got the will to win most, and we are ready to go. Here it is. Look at the height he got on that one.
Don't miss out on any of the exciting action of Southwest Conference athletics. Go ahead, take the plunge. Order your tickets today.
The puck drops here. National Hockey Night on ESPN. Friday afternoon, a special edition of the NHL. It's a heated Adams Division rivalry as Ray Borg leads the Bruins against the Whalers. Friday afternoon at 1 Eastern, live on ESPN.
Asaya on the sideline, injured. This kind of been the story of their season on the defensive side of the football, as they are now down 31-17 in a ball game that was so close. The numbers at halftime, all of the stats, time of possession, and all of a sudden SC on the last series with their defense and the 3 straight blitzes, and now the offensive line has really taken command. Well, it should be a historic Saturday next week as all the Heisman frontrunners do their stuff in a doubleheader. First of all, 4 o'clock, it is Garrison Hurst and the Georgia Bulldogs playing a tough rival in Georgia Tech. That one at Sanford Stadium. Following that is college football scoreboard at 7 o'clock. And at 7:30, showdown time with #1 ranked Miami, led by quarterback Gino Toretta, plays San Diego State and their Heisman hopeful Marshall Faulk. Be sure to tune in to ESPN for the best of the best players in a doubleheader next Saturday. And a report on Marshall Faulk here in just a moment as he was injured in their ball game today. Play action. Ball is caught wide open. Rick Bailey and the tight end at the 35-yard line. And what a fake by the running back.
You're exactly right. What makes the play is John Barnes' fake. And then Kevin Williams, number 20, just really did a nice job in affecting the secondary. They're going to fake the draw. Look at this fake. Kevin Williams continues to run like he has the football. John Barnes rolls to his left, was not able to get a lot of air under the ball. still able to get it out to Rick Daly for a big gain, and that's what UCLA needed on offense.
Did they ever? It's a gain of 45. Kevin Williams hit behind the line of scrimmage. Mike Hins, the nose guard, junior out of Riverside, steps up to make the hit on him.
They're doing so much moving on defense that they're just affecting. You see the three-man rush where they've got the center covered, the guards covered. Mike Hins, number 96, in the backfield before the back can even get started.
By the way, I promised to report on Marshall Falk. Knee sprain, x-rays taken, MRI tomorrow. His status for Saturday's game with Miami is questionable.
Comes the blitz.
You're right, everybody. And he's going to be sacked. Ball is loose, and the official says nope, it is down at the 45. David Webb, the first man to get there.
Well, when you come with 8 people, what you're saying to the quarterback is you're not going to have a lot of time to throw this football. And the other thing is you're going to get knocked down. Stephon Pace, number 9 at the top of the screen. Number 44, David Webb with pressure. Just no time to throw the football.
It's the 4th time that they have sacked John Barnes tonight.
Homer Smith kind of moving around up there in the press box a little bit. A little nervous right now.
Trojans fake blitz. They stay at home. Pass is overthrown, and I'm telling you, LaChapelle, he had him wide open, but because of the pressure, John Barnes with probably the worst pass he's thrown tonight.
Credit Chris Allen, the defensive coordinator. As soon as UCLA got in their territory, he brought the heat. Different defenses, different pressure, and then on 3rd down, showed a blitz and then dropped everybody out in coverage. A pretty good series for Southern Cal on defense.
Shager's been a busy man tonight as he waits back at the 40-yard line. Look at Conway. Good high coverage kick, and this one at the 2, and it takes an SC bounce. 45 yards in the punt. So the Bruins need to stop right here. Try to get the football back. It looked for a moment on that last series when they completed the 45-yard pass to Daly as though they might turn their fortunes around, but then the defense of the Trojans stiffened again.
They're just in total control right now. On offense, they've had success running the football. On defense, UCLA just can't pick up the pressure.
Goes to Creighton. On the outside, going to be bumped out of bounds. That's Othello Henderson who finished him off. Carl Greenwood was outside as well. And Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
Just standing behind the nose guard for the Bruins, Asaya. What he has done, Ron, is to aggravate a lower back injury. You can see him really gingerly moving around here. He's got really a lot of trouble bending over. And this nose guard, of course, he can't get down and crouch and get off the ball. So they're going to hold him out at least for about 3 series, from what I'm told.
Asaya trying to walk it off on the sideline. Thanks, Adrian. Breaks off a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Bruce Walker got a hand on him first. Clock is running. This could be the last play of the 3rd quarter. As far as the Trojans are concerned, they don't really care because they're on top by a 14-point margin. In this 3rd quarter, Mike, I'll be anxious to see the numbers, time of possession, yardage, everything. It has been all SC.
Total domination by the Trojans.
And that is the end of the 3rd quarter. So let's take a timeout. 31-17, USC on top.
Not long ago, the fellas over at the country club gave Ed Hensel a little party. You see, in over 40 years, Ed never missed a day at the club. Every afternoon, just after 3, like clockwork, there's Ed. A banker by trade, is a master at knowing just how to fill all that leisure time. Unfortunately, banker's hours may not be your hours when buying a car. So finance your new vehicle with GMAC right at your GM dealership. Nobody knows more about auto financing and leasing. And we don't keep banker's hours.
The Lone Ranger.
Who was that masked man who stopped the horses?
I don't know, but he give me this.
Still going. Nothing outlasts the Energizer battery. It keeps going and going and...
Got stranded once. Never again.
Look, there's a reason more people go to Sears for a new battery than anywhere else.
Face another winner without a diehard? No way.
Only Sears has the Die Hard. In tests for cold cracking starting power, Die Hard performed 3 times better than industry standards.
Oh, dear. If you don't have a diehard, you don't have a prayer.
You can count on me.
Sears Die Hard. More power when you need it most.
My last business trip was in the middle of nowhere.
The most unusual place. Every day, 2 million travelers set out to do business.
Last year I traveled 65 days.
94 days.
Who would know better what they need than Holiday Inn?
I always rehearse my presentation in front of the bedroom mirror.
In front of the bathroom mirror. We make them feel welcome in so many ways. Maybe that's why more business travelers stay with us than anyone else.
What I miss most is my children.
Holiday Inn. Stay with someone you know who really knows you.
A company that does this much business can only be headed in one direction. Forward.
Smith looks concerned, but his ball club with 14 unanswered in the third quarter, and that's how we stand at 31-17. Bruins need a breakaway here, a turnover, and need something good to happen to them. It has not been that way in the second half so far.
They need a big play on defense.
Here comes the blitz. All out pass is well underthrown, and it came very close to getting it. There's Donovan Gallatin who's coming on a safety blitz.
Well, that's the pressure that they want to try to bring. Donovan Gallatin, number 26, a strong safety. Brought him up inside on Rob Johnson, number 11, and almost forced the interception. Left side of your screen, team free. Donovan Gallatin, 26, almost caused the interception. Now, Ron, Sean LaChapelle as a senior needs a big punt return here to put UCLA in good field position.
Stonehouse gets it away. End over end, but it's high. And LaChapelle runs away from it. And this is going to be big for SC as it goes all the way down to the 31-yard line. That's a 45-yard punt. He must have lost that for a moment because he was right in the vicinity, and it's like he ran away from it for a moment there.
Just felt like he probably couldn't get to it. Didn't want to take a chance on maybe muffing it.
Yeah. Would be the better of the alternatives. Southern Cal, safety blitz. Pass is just overthrown. Wanted Mike Wynn on the outside, number 81. In fact, it's the first time he's thrown to him tonight.
Lamont Hollandquist, number 17, pressured John Barnes again. Here comes the pressure in the 8-man front. Quarterback is always going to take a hit.
And you can see Ricky Davis with the Olay block as he just went right by him.
Had everything but the towel.
Olay. 45-yard line. Stepan Pace makes the stop, and it's a gain of 14 yards.
To keep pressure in the passing game, Kevin Williams with a real nice run. Was able to break through. They caught him in a blitz. Picked up good yardage for the first down.
Mike, let me tell you why the third quarter was so lopsided. Total yards 111 for the Trojans, 66 for UCLA, and consider this, 45 yards of that came on one play, so that means only 21 yards the entire quarter if you take away the one pass to the tight end.
Well, the Southern Cal defense just went to the package and putting pressure on John Barnes.
Short drop and a quick out pass, LaChapelle. There's your record. Down to the 49-yard line, and here comes a late flag in. LaChapelle a little bit slow in getting up. He is now the most prolific of all receivers in the history of UCLA with that catch.
That's the kind of route you have to throw against the pressure because you really don't have a lot of time for him to develop down the field. That was just a little short route to Sean LaChapelle.
Well, it looks as though he has injured those ribs again, doesn't it?
See the catch? There's the face mask by Jason Sehorn, number 18.
And then he got smacked right in the side. And that rib injury came in the fourth game of the year. And as I mentioned, he missed the last 2 games, 3 full games, 2 partial games. And there's the record, 2,028 yards. He'd give up the record to be able to play in the remainder of this one. We'll get a report. Caught by Daly, and the tight end pushed out of bounds at the 27. Jason Oliver.
Good decision by John Barnes. Faked the pass, faked the run, and was able to get his tight end across the middle behind the linebackers who were playing the run.
Oliver comes out of the ball game.
Can expect a blitz here. Look for Stepan Pace, number 9. He's the player that'll tip off the blitz or not.
Also, you saw Jordan coming into the lineup, the redshirt freshman out of Beltsville, Maryland, number 4. They go with the draw play, and Webb made the tackle, and he guessed right, and it looks as though he injured a hand or an arm. Yep, he did. He made the tackle on Kevin Williams, but he caught him across the shin.
Number 44, David Webb, so quick on the near side, beats the block of the back. No one really picks him up in the backfield to make the tackle on Kevin Williams. May have got kicked in the hand.
Chappelle on the sideline being attended to. Third down, and they go. No running play. Pass, wide open. J.J. Stokes, touchdown, UCLA. What a fake.
Well, Jason Oliver bought into the fake. It's that same pass fake that John Barnes was successful in earlier. But Jason Oliver, number 4, just took the fake on the draw play and really just stopped on his coverage, and Kevin Williams with a nice job carrying out the fake, and just a good, solid play by UCLA.
The 45-yard pass reception to Daly was because of the play fake to Williams, and now this touchdown because of him carrying out the play fake.
Well, it looked like a draw the whole way. J.J. Stokes ran clear down the sideline.
Extra point attempt is up and good. Perez knocks it home, and we have a new ball game. 7 points is our margin now.
If you're a young quarterback at home, watch the fake of John Barnes, but also watch the fake of the running back, Kevin Williams. Pressure. John Barnes able to get the pass off. J.J. Stokes, number 18, down the sideline. I mean, there's not a defender even near him. And Walter Mitty's reaction, number 19, John Barnes, having the game of his life.
11 of 23, 209 yards, and 2 touchdowns for Barnes. Mike, take a look at what happens on this play on the isolation.
Jason Oliver, number 4. Man coverage line just slips and falls, and then that's all J.J. Stokes needs. And there's no help from the free safety because he was man on the outside the whole way. Looks like Bobby Cope, the defensive backfield coach, used to be the head coach of Pacific, talking to Jason Oliver, now coaches the secondary here at Southern Cal.
And UCLA goes with the pooch kick. Conway will get it anyway, and he will take it across the 40 to the 43-yard line. Well, ESPN continues its exclusive coverage of Thursday night CFA this week, starting with the weekend kickoff show, 7:45 Eastern Time. And then a Thanksgiving Day special, actually Thanksgiving night, A&M and Texas. The Aggies still undefeated, number 4 in the nation, and they come calling to Austin, 8 o'clock Eastern Time.
Ron, I think that's going to be a great football game on Thursday night. I really think Texas will play Texas A&M tight.
Go with the running play. This is Bender, and he will be stopped after a gain of only 1. According to what R.C. Slocum said this past week, he thought the same thing. He doesn't think they have a light load going to Austin to have to play.
Well, he's taking that 11-0 record in there, but he's going to meet a Texas football team that's been up and down, but capable.
And as far as these two teams tonight and what they're playing for, UCLA wants a winning record. And for the Trojans, they want a 7th victory and maybe the Fiesta Bowl. There's Johnny Morton. Second catch by him tonight and close to the first down at the 45.
A lot of times when you have a great receiver like Curtis Conway, you have to double him, so you have to roll over the top. That leaves a receiver like Johnny Morton, number 80 on the top side, one-on-one, because you want 2-on-1 or number 3, so you've got to have a one-on-one situation with Johnny Morton. He benefits from Curtis Conway being on this football team.
It's like batting third when your number 2 hitter, or you know where I'm coming from, when that guy in front of you is going to get on base. Right place to be, either before him or after him.
Well, Curtis Conway's been so much a part of this game, and he doesn't even have to touch the ball. The punt block, I think he's responsible for that because UCLA really wanted to make sure they covered. I'm sure they wanted to block, but they're so conscious of covering the football.
And it's almost like he took an extra step on that punt. That was a slow 3-step.
Resulted in a touchdown.
Straight ahead with the quarterback sneak. It'll be a Trojan first down. Craig Gibson with the big surge off the block.
And I'll tell you, to further emphasize what I'm talking about, UCLA scores a touchdown. Conway makes him pooch kick the kickoff. Now, but he returns the kickoff, so Southern Cal really starts with great field position. So he's always making you do things to stop him, and he's putting pressure on your defense now because you gave up field position.
Quite frankly, it's something you're not accustomed to doing.
No, that shows how much respect they have for Curtis Conway.
See Jackson in motion at tight end. Creighton, for a moment, had a big opening, then it closed up, and it's Carrick O'Quinn who got a hand on it. Clock running down to 11 and a half minutes to play in the ball game. Trojans 31, Bruins 24. Look at this half, the rushing yardage.
UCLA has to cause a turnover. They have to cause a fumble, an interception, a sack to get them out of rhythm right here. Terry Donahue needs a big play out of his defense.
You can see the play clock. If Creighton gets the pitch, he'll be written down by O'Quinn. Short of the first down. And it was Bender throwing a good block. You could see 45 laying out on his man.
Keep your eye on Mike Mooney here, the fullback, number 30, on the 3rd and 2 play. Either carrying the football or he'll be the lead blocker.
Creighton popped as he comes across the 35. Ball is loose, and Southern Cal has recovered as Rod Johnson got on it. And now that's not nearly enough for the first down. Well, a couple of players shaken up.
That's exactly what they needed. They needed that kind of play.
That's Chalinsky who is down. And in fact, the SC trainers must have thought that he was hurt pretty badly initially, because they came running out to take a look at him before the UCLA trainers could come all the way across the field.
Mike Chalinsky's playing with a cast on his hand. He has a torn cartilage in his thumb. Number 98, 6'4", 265, out of Kenilworth, New Jersey, spinning out of the block. See, just maybe caught his hand. Looks like the thumb that he had injured.
So it's fourth down, and Stonehouse has come on, we assume, to punt.
Southern Cal has a fake. The fake is usually the run by the fullback, but I don't think they'll use it here. I would think they'll try to punt UCLA in the hole.
Rose is back deep, and he tries to pooch this one. At the 5, and chipped back into the field of play. Did he get it? No, they had beanbagged the end zone. It's a touchback. So we'll take a break. 31-24, Trojans on top.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Wake up, you sleepyhead.
Good morning to you.
And you, and you.
Get up, get out of bed.
Every morning all across America, over 50 million people come to life with Delta faucets.
Live, love, laugh, and be happy.
Good morning. Good morning.
Delta,
Good
the way
morning.
water is brought to life.
In traffic, you encounter windows of opportunity, which is why we gave the Mercedes-Benz 400e a V8 engine. Right now, Mercedes is offering 2% APR financing on the 400e and other selected models. A window of opportunity that bears a striking resemblance to those you find in traffic. For financing details, see your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Ron Franklin, Mike Gottfried, and Adrian Karsten with you from the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, California. 31-24. Trojans lead as the Bruins take it over for the 7th time in this football game, either on or behind their own 20-yard line. Field position has been tough for them all night. Pressure, ball is thrown and has it complete at the 32 to Stokes, and he will be stopped after a 13-yard gain.
When you pressure the quarterback, you're going to be one-on-one on the outside. J.J. Stokes, number 18, versus Gerald Henry, number 26. And what was impressive about that, Ron, was the fact that John Barnes had some mustard on that throw now. He put something on it without being really able to step into that throw.
He had somebody hanging on him when he threw it. Stokes, by the way, really has taken up the slack since the injury to La Chapelle. He has come up big for the Bruins.
A good mix. They've had success with the draw and the run.
Good touch on that one again. It's Stokes breaks it big up the middle. Still on his feet at the 10 and down to the 7-yard line. And they are jumping across the way in Bruin land.
Caught him on the same blitz, the same pass pattern, only it was an in route. John Barnes, just can't say enough about him. And you talk about stories in college football. Here's the story tonight. John Barnes to J.J. Stokes, number 18. The end comes up, misses the tackle. Now just look at the yardage that J.J. Stokes picks up before finally being brought down by Stephon Pace.
I mentioned the fact that he had taken up the slack with the absence of LaChapelle, and that play right there exemplified why. Well, he's a good athlete. Williams to the right side, cuts it up at the 5. What a move he put on the man on the outside. Looked as though he was going to be glued at the line of scrimmage, and McDaniels finally makes the stop at the 4.
Here in the fourth quarter, they've had good mix in their offense. Good running game, good passing game from John Barnes to J.J. Stokes. Now they're down close where you don't have a lot of room to throw that football, but they'll get a one-on-one on the outside with J.J. Stokes again versus Gerald Henry, number 26.
Williams at the 1. That'll be it. Third down for the Bruins. 31-24. SC on top. We are midway of the fourth quarter. 7.5 left in the ball game.
Ron, a great college football game. The bands and the fans in the stands, Southern Cal, UCLA rivalry, walk-on quarterback. What else could you ask for here tonight?
I think you're right. Williams now 89 yards and 20 carries, and the R80 has a touchdown. Here's a late substitution coming on the field for UCLA, and he gets a timeout called.
He's a designated timeout man, Chris Alexander. Brings a little smile to Terry Donahue's face.
So we'll take a break. 7:08 left in this one.
Far from Bourbon Street, in its own little corner of the Garden District, is the most fabled house in New Orleans, the Maple Street Children's Bookshop, where the folks who write the books also read them. So if you go, bring your wildest imagination and your Visa card, because at Maple Street, they'll take you on a truly magical journey, but they won't take American Express. Visa, it's everywhere you want to be.
I saw those lights, and even though I was only 5, I knew something terrible had happened. First, I saw the cars. They were, I don't know, mangled. My father told me not to look, but I had to. I remember seeing this little boy. We made eye contact. I could see the fear in his eyes. It's something I'll never forget. No, I don't drive a Mercedes to impress my friends.
Some days the gang's all here, week after week or once a year. There's a gazillion different ways to have these get-together days.
A great day calls for a great beer, the Michelob beers, with that smooth, classic taste you don't find every day.
Michelob, some days, Michelob, some days, Michelob, some days are better than others.
31-24 our score. 7:08 left to play in the ball game. And what are they playing for? Well, the Bruins want a winning season. That man right there would like to finish over 500. And for the Trojans, they want a portion of the Pac-10 title. Williams to the right side. Touchdown Bruins.
Around with 7:06, I think you kick the extra point. Terry Donahue's bringing on his extra point kicker, and then you play for field position in the last 7:06 and go for that field goal to win the ball game.
I'll be anxious to see if they will pooch kick again and give SC good field position, or if they'll kick it away. Perez tries to tie it. And he does. 7:06 left in the ball game. 31 apiece.
The leaping ability of Kevin Williams is what really makes this play. John Barnes with the reverse handout, a pulling guard in front. Khalif Carter, number 48. And Rocket Man Kevin Williams in the air for the score. And the UCLA bench pretty happy at this point.
Mike, it's his second touchdown of the night. Also give credit. You could see that 85, Rick Daly, who threw an excellent block in the play.
Ron, you make a good point because UCLA really has a decision to make here because Curtis Conway keeps sneaking up to the pooch kick. I think you don't. I think now's the time you try to drill it down the right side and try to catch Curtis Conway guessing a little bit.
That's, you know, and if you do, Mike, the ball is free as long as it's in the field of play, and somebody's got to do some mad scrambling. But, well, a little longer pooch kick. And it'll come to Conway at the 16. And he will take it out across the 31 to the 32-yard line. And again, his influence on the play. He's been an influence all night long.
Just like that young man in Alabama, David Palmer.
Well, tonight's game here at the Rose Bowl brought to you by Mercedes-Benz, builders of fine automobiles since 1886. And by Thrifty Car Rental. For worldwide reservations, call 1-800-4CARS. Well, the third quarter belonged to the Trojans, and now it has belonged to the Bruins, tied again, this time at 31. Rolls the pocket, over the middle, tip, knocked down, Henderson making the play on Wallace.
If you're a USC fan or a UCLA fan or a college football fan, this is what a rivalry is all about. 6 minutes and 53 seconds to go on the clock, 31-31, and both teams right now trying to reach for the play that's going to determine this game.
See the numbers on Rob Johnson, 11 of 21, 89 yards in the ball game. On second down, steps up, delivers deep over the middle. It is tipped, and because of the big hit, incomplete. Carlton Gray along with Othello Henderson. And now it's third down for the Trojans.
Southern Cal trying to go down the field to get it all on one play. To Curtis Conway on the post. Carlton Gray and Othello Henderson, number 9. Good coverage to knock the ball away. Another look here. Carlton Gray over the back, Othello Henderson into the front of Curtis Conway to cause the deflection.
And you can see Curtis got right up. He had no complaints, whether it was an early contact made or not. Not sure he could have held on because of Henderson's blow anyway. Pressure, ball is caught by Conway. The pressure is on, and that's who they go to. All the way to the 45-yard line of UCLA.
The great ones always seem to make plays when you need them. Rob Johnson, number 11, under a lot of pressure by the UCLA defense. Jameer Miller, number 95, with a hit. He does not know until he hears the crowd that he's got a completion. Number 3, Curtis Conway on the in route, covered by Carlton Gray. Good catch, good throw, big play for USC.
The clock you see, that's all the time remaining in the ballgame. Fullback, Binder. Bruce Walker will step up to make the hit on him. And Walker, who was shaken up in the first half with the big play here. And Tim Brando, what do you have for us?
Some good news for the Pac-10, particularly Washington State, Ron. You'll recall Iowa was given a bid had they gone 6-6, but they go 5-7. In fact, only 3 teams in the Big Ten finished with better than 500 records in lieu of this loss. Now, the committee for the Copper Bowl will meet tomorrow. Chances are it could be San Diego State with a miracle win next week, BYU, or Washington State, a very likely possibility.
Okay.
I think it'd be an injustice if Washington State's not in the bowl game. I've read all week that they may not be. It would be an injustice.
Pressure is on, and it's Jameer Miller who comes across with the sack. And now it's going to be third down. And for the Trojans, they have to go all the way to the 34-yard line.
USC trying a little play-action pass, a little misdirection pass, but Jameer Miller's 95 is just on an outside blitz. It's going to beat the block at Titus T and make the tackle on Rob Johnson. Now, if you're a Southern Cal fan, you've got to wonder, can they get the ball one more time to Curtis Conway? Get one-on-one on the other side with Johnny Morton, number 80.
5 minutes left, tied at 31. They bring the inside linebackers. Pressure is on from the middle, and he rushes out of the pocket. And Johnson will be out of bounds about 9 yards shy of the first down. Easy, easy. It's been too good a football game to have it spoiled by a situation with the sideline fellas.
All what they're doing right now, Southern Cal is just trying to get the quarterback out of there. It's pretty well under control. Now, you Southern Cal, you've got to punt the football. You've got to punt them down in the hole and turn it over to your defense.
4 minutes, 50 seconds left. SC 31, UCLA 31. And that surge that the SC offensive line had been getting, beating the UCLA defensive front, all of a sudden halted. And in 14 unanswered for the Bruins.
Well, Southern Cal went to throwing the football in this last series. Really didn't run the football. They actually went to throwing the ball to try to move it against the UCLA defense.
Chad LaRose back in a single safety. This is a very nice kick right here. Bounding and going to be downed at the 2-yard line. So let's take a break. Tied at 31. Back with the final 4:41 in just a moment.
The Apple Press calls it dazzling and spectacular. A must-see. 2 thumbs up for Apple Chevrolet's prices and selection.
Check out these incredible deals during Apple Chevrolet's Super Thanksgiving Sale. Get the popular 93 Cavalier for a low $99.88 or a 93 S10 truck for only $87.88. Larger selection, lower prices at Apple Chevrolet, Southwest Freeway at Hillcroft.
Don't wait another minute. At Apple Chevrolet, we'll treat you like a star.
Traders Village, best bargains. Over 500 friendly dealers every weekend. Wide variety of quality merchandise. Fabulous food, rides for the kids, festivals and special events throughout the year. Come for the shopping or just for the fun of it. Traders Village on North Eldridge Road, just off Highway 290. Open every weekend. Admission's always free and parking's only a couple of bucks. Traders Village, Houston's fastest growing family attraction and marketplace. Come and see. Come and sell.
Sunday night NFL, Kansas City quarterback David Craig returns to the Kingdome for a battle in Seattle. Sunday night, the Chiefs and the Seahawks are in your face.
Coming up on SportsCenter, the Shack in Manhattan. Is he up for Patrick's Day? We've got Miami's #1 ranking coming down to one last play for the Qs. And if you want rivalries, check out Fresno State and San Diego State, all at 11:30 Eastern.
31 apiece, and right now the situation for UCLA. The student body of Southern Cal is directly behind them. The line of scrimmage is the 4, and the band, of course, they have to stop playing at the snap of the ball, but they're making a lot of noise. Kevin Williams will take it straight ahead. And Adrian Karsten has an injury report for us. Adrian.
Well, Ron, for Sean LaChapelle, the game is over. A man who could be key to a Bruin victory here is done. What has happened is he has bruised that broken rib. So what they did was to loosen up his flak jacket, but that did not take enough pressure off. Temperature has now dropped to about 10-12 degrees from the start of the game, and he told me that has helped the pain, actually hurt the pain at that rib section.
J.J. Stokes has been the man who has replaced him, who scored a touchdown. And here's a draw play. Number 20, Kevin Williams, taking it out to close to the 10-yard line. Mike, we were given a note with some USC fans that the Jubats, they're calling themselves the 8th Flight Wing in Korea. F-16 Fighter Squadron watching this ball game tonight. There are huge Trojan fans over there, so if they are, I assume by satellite, that's the only way they could.
And you know one thing, in Korea right now, they're pulling for a defensive stop while the UCLA fans are pulling for a first down.
Barnes flips the pass. Oh, he's got Stokes wide open. Cuts back at the 15, 10, 5, touchdown UCLA. 90 yards.
Wow. College football story tonight is John Barnes, number 19, reading the Southern Cal defense, picking J.J. Stokes out.
Stokes, there's another part of the story. La Chapelle, the all-everything wide receiver, replaced by Stokes, who's done such a good job. He catches his second touchdown pass of the night as Perez tries to make it a 7-point lead, and he does.
I think UCLA Athletic Department will make sure that John Barnes never has to sneak in to another UCLA football game. What a pass by John Barnes. The blitz is on. J.J. Stokes beats Gerald Henry, number 26, but now does a nice job of weaving to try to stay away from being tackled by Gerald Henry. Just keeps running away from him. Tries the stiff arm. Now stops. Now gets some pressure from backside Jason Oliver, but he is committed to getting in that end zone.
Mike, I don't know if he could feel Oliver or not, but he could not have cut back at a better time because then he used the missed tackle. As you look at the reaction by Barnes, I can't begin to say it. For those who missed the story at the beginning of the ball game, we'll try to get the graphic up one more time, but this time last year he was sneaking into the ball game. He was not even on the roster here.
There's not a more important person in the Los Angeles city tonight than John Barnes.
Junior college ball.
They made him a tight end at Western Oregon State College.
So long, then his next program dissolved their football program, and here he is. Kickoff to the 18. Conway to the 30-yard line. Now, let's show you this graphic one more time, and Mike, just take us through it for the people who missed it early on in the show.
Started out at Trabuco High School, where his brother now is a very highly recruited quarterback. Saddleback Junior College, he didn't play, redshirted. Western Oregon State, they said, John, you're a tight end. John says, see you later. UC Santa Barbara, he was the quarterback, playing against Pomona Pitzer last year at this time. They voted to drop their program. He walked over to UCLA, put a suit and tie on, and said to Terry Donahue, you think I could come out for this team? You think Terry Donahue and Homer Smith made a pretty good decision? Said, yes, son.
It's amazing. Absolutely amazing. When you talk about a dream.
He's living it tonight. For every walk-on in America, he is making something possible for all of you.
Pressure on Johnson. Will run for the sideline. Delivers the pass, and he was very close to being across the line of scrimmage as the referee stops and eyes it one more time, but he does not drop the flag.
Ron, an interesting point is, does UCLA now enter the bowl picture with a 6-5 record? If they were considering Iowa at 6-6, you have to consider UCLA at 6-5 with a win over Southern Cal.
This man right here has to be in shock because his team scored 14 unanswered, and then all of a sudden,
I tell you one thing,
put 21 unanswered.
As long as he has number 80 Morton and number 3 Curtis Conway, he's not out of this game yet.
No, don't mean to suggest that he is.
No, I know you don't.
Here comes the outside blitz. Pass over the middle. It is tipped at the line of scrimmage. Number 66, London Woodfin, got a hand on it.
Talked about John Barnes, but you have to mention J.J. Stokes. I mean, here's another man of the hour for the UCLA team.
6 catches for Stokes, 263 yards, and 3 touchdowns for him tonight.
You have to look to number 3 here, Curtis Conway. You need 10 if you're Southern Cal. Got to get the ball to Curtis Conway.
Third down. Sets it over the middle. Has it complete. Strother, and he will be tackled at the 35-yard line. Donovan Gallatin will make the stop. Mike, we've got 2:40 and counting left in the ball game.
Interesting decision for Larry Smith. It looks like he's going to go for it on 4th down. He has all 3 of his timeouts left with 2:31 on the clock going. He's saying right now the game's going to be won right here. Won or lost because we're going for it on 4th down. With the timeouts, you could punt him down, hope your defense can hold and get the ball back in good field position. But he's marking the line in the sand right here.
They need the 41-yard line, and now a timeout has been called. So we'll take a break. 2:10 left in this one. Bruins on top.
When it came time to sell the car, I don't know why. Guess I was sort of torn. I mean, we'd been through a lot together. Still, I decided to run an ad with what I thought was a fair price. Next thing I know, I've got all these incredible offers. After a lot of thinking, I went with the lowest bid.
Thanks, Dad.
My dad used to say, a man who said he never had a chance never took a chance. When you're in a restaurant, you have to try new things. You got to experiment, and you can't take the safe road. You have to look at what it takes to make the customer #1. I think American Express customers overall are by far the higher profile customer for fine dining. I've been a member since 1962. One of the originals, I think.
American Express is welcomed at the Sardine Factory and other fishy places.
Just try Black & Decker's Power Driver with torque control. You'll notice one major difference, the clutch. The higher the setting, the more powerful it gets. Power Driver and Power Driver with torque control from Black & Decker.
Alpha 1 is Alpha 2. Enemy squad in open. Moving north on foot. Vicinity of Alpha.
Army Reserve, Montgomery GI Bill, and more.
38-31. UCLA on top, just over 2 minutes to play. And Mike, you imagine maybe the folks at Washington and Stanford are watching this one closely tonight.
Well, you know, Bill Walsh with a big win over Cal today. He's sitting at home right now watching this game because they have a share of the title right now with Washington. Does USC share with them?
4th down. They need the 41-yard line. He got it. And, whoa, this is going to be close.
This is close.
The reception is made, and he is close to the 41-yard line.
Terry Donohue's out there marking the spot. Very close to the 1st down. Terry was on the field. Good effort by Yanni Jackson, number 88. Now it comes down to a measurement, a game of inches. Southern Cal keeps the ball around.
So, the drama continues. 2 minutes, 3 seconds left for that gentleman and his football team. Big favorites coming into this one, but the point that we made off the top of the telecast, in these kind of showdown games, just anything can happen.
Big rivalries, emotion plays such a part in a rivalry game. Your players just constantly think of this game. You work on them all year round.
Johnson steps up, drills it over the middle, well short. Throwing in the vicinity of Johnny Morton. So here are the Pac-10 standings. If SC should lose, it would be Washington-Stanford.
Great job of coaching by Bill Walsh. What he's accomplished this year with Stanford, 9-3 overall. Big win by Washington State today.
Boy, who in the world would have ever predicted that, huh? Maybe the victory, but not by those numbers. 42-23. Middle screen. They got to complete to Hanna. And he will take it shy of the 50-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, SC. Meanwhile, the clock is running, 1:31 and 1:30, and the Trojans have all 3 of their timeouts left, I believe, or that's what it shows.
Not sure why they wouldn't use a timeout here, just to settle them down and get a better play call.
Pumping over the middle, incomplete at the 50-yard line, and they're going to have to do 4th down all over again. Littleton with the pressure on Strother.
Larry Smith, you see the pressure on him as he's making this play call. Needs to keep the chains moving, Ron. You know what the thinking of Southern Cal is. If they can score that touchdown, they already have decided in the booth the 2-point play they're going to run, because they'll go for 2.
Donnie Edwards is the player who is shaken up, one of the real emotional leaders on this defensive team. And tonight's Visa players of the game, Curtis Conway for the Trojans of Southern California, 140 all-purpose yards for him. And guess who, as far as the Bruins are concerned? John Barnes, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns. And as part of their continuing effort to further the development of amateur athletics, Visa proud to donate $1,000 to each of these universities and $1,000 to the U.S. Olympic team on behalf of these athletes.
I wonder if Terry Donahue will put John Barnes on scholarship for the rest of the year.
He's got the 4th highest passing game in UCLA history. Going to go on top. He's got a man wide open, Martin, and he runs out of bounds because of the trajectory of the ball at the 13-yard line.
Robert Gamble looked to me like he thought he was going to run an out pass just to pick up the 1st down, but Johnny Morton went deep for all the marbles. Behind Robert Gamble, catches the football as momentum takes him out of bounds, and you can bet now in this press box these coaches are talking about 2-point play, and there's no doubt they'll go for 2 now. They've got to get in the end zone first. That's their first tough assignment.
49 yards on the pass play, and I'll tell you, if it's thrown just in bounds, that's 6 points. He was so far behind him. He wanted the middle screen. Thought he was covered. He'll run it at the 10, at the 5, and nope, they're going to say out of bounds at the 1-foot line.
Well, Ron, you remember the last time they were down here, they quarterback sneak, so I'm sure that's exactly the play that's going to be brought in here for Rob Johnson. Was very close to getting in the end zone here on the scramble play. Sees the marker, the pylon, but he steps out of bounds really about the 1-yard line. Got a pretty good mark for stepping out of bounds.
Mike, actually, that's around the 2 where he went out.
Yeah, he got a good mark here.
That would be huge from the 2-yard line.
You have to figure this is going to be a quarterback sneak. Well, figure wrong.
Straight ahead, and Strother does not get in. Strother at the 1-foot line. Carlton Gray is the man who caught him coming over the top. 48 seconds left.
Deion Strother, number 25, trying to go up top, and he reaches that ball out, and it came loose. Bounced right back to him. A little lucky bounce there.
So a timeout called by Southern Cal.
Ron, I'm surprised on that they did quarterback sneak, but they wanted to go over the top with Deion Strother. But you remember the last time they were down on the other end, they did quarterback sneak, and you had mentioned about the 6'4" frame of Rob Johnson. So with your timeouts, maybe they go back to the quarterback sneak.
So if you went out of the house for a moment, we were tied at 17 at halftime. USC owned the 3rd quarter, scoring 14 unanswered, and then all of a sudden the Bruins score 21 without answer, and that's how we stand at 38-31. And here are the Trojans just a foot away, and they still have 48 seconds left in the ballgame.
Just think of the emotions that's going through John Barnes, Larry Smith, Terry Donahue, Sean LaChapelle.
Straight ahead, and still no signal.
I think he's
still
in the
no
end zone.
signal. It sure looks like it. Touchdown, Trojans.
Now comes the play of the game. for 2 here. I don't think you have a decision. There's no decision here. You go for 2 if you're Larry Smith. Some type of play, Ron, where you roll out Rob Johnson so you have the ability to run or throw it in the end zone.
They will go for 2, and the ball will be placed on the left hash mark. That's where they've asked for it to be placed. Adrian Karsten, what do you have for us?
He is going into the game with 2 plays to be called. It appears, Ron, that is going to be the quarterback's call just prior to the snap. Run or pass to win the ball game.
They may have given him a 2-play scenario depending on what UCLA shows him on defense. You like to have a 2-point play that is good against man coverage, then you have another 2-point play that's good against zone coverage. So maybe what he'll try to do is decide what he's up against, then make the call. Now they're moving the ball back to the middle of the field, which I like it better when the ball's on the middle field. When you put the ball on the left hash, everybody and their brother knows you're coming to the field. But now with the ball in the middle, you've got the option of going either way with the play.
38-37 our score. UCLA on top, 41 ticks left on the clock. Both teams huddled on their respective sides of the field, coming up the Residence Inn College football scoreboard. But not before we play this drama out. And you could see Barnes on the far sideline talking with his offensive coaches as what is going to happen given the scenario of 2 different scenarios of whatever happens here.
Well, you see Terry Donahue, and he's talking to his defense, and he says, fellas, it's coming down to 1 play. All you have to do is execute on 1 play, and we win and have a winning season and beat our rival. Same thing on the other sideline. Larry Smith, execute 1 play, and we've got to win.
Both quarterbacks in this ball game have come up so big. Rob Johnson on this last one steps to the front and says, we're not out of this one yet. And his ball club now going for 2, trying for the win and a portion of the Pac-10 title. And now UCLA is going to try to ice them.
Well, it's a basketball play because they wanted to see what they came out in formation-wise. Now UCLA will go back over the sideline. Now they know what formation Southern Cal is going to use on their 2-point play. Now they'll go back, talk with the coaches upstairs. There you see Bobby Field, defensive coordinator with Terry Donahue. They probably have an idea now what play or what action they're going to get out of the quarterback. Pretty good call by Terry Donahue to see the formation of Southern Cal for the 2-point play.
Well, while we got just a couple of seconds here, we got some exciting things coming up this week here on ESPN. The semifinal action in that preseason NIT game. A couple of games, Indiana and Florida State in the first game, and then UCLA and Seton Hall. Those games coming up on Wednesday. Then on Thursday, Michael, Adrian, you, myself will be in Austin, Texas for the annual huge rivalry between A&M and the University of Texas. And then 1 week from tonight, we will be back in the state of California for Miami at San Diego State. And we keep our fingers crossed that we get a good report, as Marshall Falk was injured today, a knee sprain. He will have an MRI tomorrow.
Who has it better than we do to watch all these great games?
10 years ago, 1982, Southern Cal tried for 2 and missed. Let's see if the Trojans get this one in and a portion of the title. Looks back over the middle for the tight end. Knocked down, no good. Jackson is who he wanted.
Tried to bring Yanni. There's a penalty flag on UCLA for too many people celebrating.
Mike, the umpire, I believe, is almost in front of Jackson when he wants to throw. He had to wait for a second, and that gave the defensive player time to step across. Watch the replay.
What they tried to do was bring Yanni Jackson across. Here's the umpire right here. Now, this is Yanni Jackson trying to get across. And he'll run into the umpire.
And exactly. That gave the he wanted to throw, and then, by the time he cleared, Littleton had time to react and knock the ball down. Like having a 12th guy on the play.
Now you got to be thinking onside kick, Ron. They've still got a chance with the onside kick because Southern Cal's got one timeout left, so you're only talking about a field goal. Not over yet. And the penalty. Remember the penalty now.
So they will be kicking off from the 50-yard line rather than the 35. Still have 41 seconds.
Ron, that's a big penalty when you think you got the ball on the 50, onside kick. If you recover, it'll be on the 40. You have one timeout, 41 seconds. You're a field goal away from winning this. If you execute the onside kick, you got a good shot. As Larry Smith paces the sidelines. That's the kind of penalty if you're UCLA and Terry Donahue, it's just one you don't ever want to have. 15 yards really hurts you.
Mike, what we're trying to check on is no time ran off that clock, did it? I thought it was at 41 seconds when the...
A two-point play.
Right. Okay. 41 seconds left, 1-point game. 38-37, UCLA.
Here they all come over now.
Recovered by the Bruins. Mike Wynn got on it at the 38-yard line.
Well, when you're on that sideline and it comes down to an onside kick, just look at both coaches, Terry Donahue and Rick Neuheisel. I mean, they're just riding every way that ball's moving. Terry Donahue is ecstatic on his side. Larry Smith has a very sick feeling on his side. Ron, can we say any more about John Barnes, number 19? It's what college football is all about, what you've seen tonight.
Talked about in the open about a guy, if you like pulling for the underdog. I'm not sure if you had scripted this script tonight here in Hollywood, it would have been as lavishly done as this guy. He has the 4th highest passing game in UCLA history tonight. 385 yards. Besides defeating his crosstown rival. This is...
Well, when you go to the movie theater in the year 2020, there'll probably be a movie about John Barnes and his starting assignment versus USC. You'll still be here then. Give him a scholarship, Terry. That's the important thing now. No more eligibility. All he needs is a scholarship. Finish out his senior year.
Goes down on one knee, protected by his teammates, and the clock cranks up again. 30 seconds and 29.
I don't think they're going to have to snap the ball again. It's over.
And the celebration begins here at the Rose Bowl. They do not. With the ball firmly under his arm, John Barnes holds on, and his coach gets a ride. As the Bruins have pulled off what many thought was an impossible dream by one, as the Trojans go for 2 and fail. Once again, the final score, UCLA 38, USC 37. Stay tuned for the Residence Inn College Football Scoreboard. From Mike Gottfried and Adrian Carson, I'm Ron Franklin saying good night from Pasadena, California. Now let's go to Chris Fowler in our scoreboard studios.
All right, Ron, thank you very much. So on the 25th anniversary of the two-point conversions inclusion in college football, USC fails. 25th anniversary of their great comeback to beat UCLA. the Bruins hold on this night. Elsewhere in the Pac-10, Arizona has a couple of 47-yard field goals by Steve McLaughlin early in the second half as Dick Tomey goes for his 100th career win. They lead Arizona State. State with a win could be a Copper Bowl contender. We'll talk a lot more about bowls and national championship implications when we come back. Lee Corso, Craig James, and Bino Cook all join me. They're still celebrating in the Rose Bowl. UCLA wins the Battle of Los Angeles 38-37 in a classic.
Before winter hits hard, get to Sears, America's #1 tire store. For a limited time, all Goodyear tires and all Bridgestone road handlers are on sale at Sears. All-weather Goodyear Arrivas, as low as $19.88, our lowest price ever. Backed by a 55,000-mile warranty. All Goodyear tires and all Bridgestone road handlers on sale. You can count on me. At America's #1 tire store, Sears.
Sony introduces the new standard in television. Trinitron XBR Squared.
Hey, look! It's the Grand Canyon!
It'll change the way you feel about everything you see. From Sony.
United Airlines now flies you non-stop to London's Heathrow from 6 U.S. cities. Come fly the friendly skies.
And welcome back. Chris Fowler along with Lee Corso and Craig James, bitter rivals on Rivalry Saturday. Now we're only old friends here. Bino Cook will join us later live from Pittsburgh. Let's talk about the big ball game of the day in the Carrier Dome. #1 Miami, #8 Syracuse. The Hurricanes just a couple of hurdles left to a national championship game, trying to win their 5th title in 10 years. This would be a major challenge inside the dome. Larry Jones breaks through. Nice audible by Toretta. 10-0 Miami second quarter. It's 16-3 in the fourth quarter, but the Cuse is driving. Marcus Lee up the middle, 17 yards down to the Miami 1. Marvin Graves scores on the next play at 16-10. Then the next Syracuse possession at the Miami 20. Graves hit by Darren Smith. Rohan Marley, Bob Marley's son, makes the interception. Miami has to hold one more time. Chris Gedney with no time left comes up 4 yards short, and Syracuse heartbroken. Miami hangs on. A third close win this season, 16-10. Gino Toretta, 28 of 43, 343 yards, but the 3 interceptions hurting his Heisman chances. Afterward, linebacker Jesse Armstead said he knew that destiny was on the Canes' side.
The last drive, you know, we always believe in the fourth quarter we can't be beat. You know, you got to believe deep down inside. And not many teams believe in themselves when it comes down to something like that. But I knew everybody out there won't give their heart out. And when you do that, you can't help but win.
When you look at the Miami Hurricanes, you're talking about a team that has faced this kind of pressure over the years. And the son of a guns don't crack. It's a great credit to them.
So missed field goals by Florida State and Arizona. Miami survives. This time the defense comes up big, just 3 yards short of the goal line. But an issue here is the clock management, fellas, by Syracuse in the last few minutes of the ball game. Driving down 6, 2:40 to go. 1st and 10, David Walker runs up the middle. But they don't call a timeout. The next snap doesn't happen until 2 minutes to go in the game clock. Marvin Graves tackled on the option play. Still no timeout. The next snap is with 1:16, so a minute 24. They run only one play in that span. Graves will find Kadri Ismail. He stays in bounds, Craig. It would hurt him.
This sack by Darren Cline kills Syracuse because it gives them just one more snap, of which they end up on the 3-yard line, no time. They needed about 5 extra seconds to get down, ground the ball, clock stops to move the chains down. That lackluster approach really hurt Syracuse in the game.
Yeah. Very leisurely approach at the end of the game, and again, just a few seconds and a few yards short, but give credit to Miami.
You got to give credit to Miami's defense again. This is their 5th big ball game this year. The opponents have averaged only 10 points per game. The reason why they're so great on defense, outstanding team speed in every single position. They don't have a single weak link on that defensive team.
Syracuse defense, good job as well, forcing the Canes to kick field goals in the first half, kept the game in range. Meanwhile, on the other corner of the country, Washington and Washington State, A wild blizzard in the Palouse. The Huskies have already clinched the Rose Bowl. Washington State playing for bowl hopes, and yeah, that's typical Palouse weather in November. Looks like the Iditarod. Supposed to be the Huskies that do well in the snow. Instead, it's the Cougars. Bledsoe to Philip Bobo, the sliding catch. Collides with C.J. Davis. 44-yard touchdown in the snow. Third quarter, Cougars up 21-7. Chambay right fair. Mushing through the snow. A la Susan Butcher for you Iditarod fans. Chambay so excited, pounding on the frozen tundra. 42-23, the Cougars win it big. The game wasn't that close. Bledsoe, possibly his last regular season game if he comes out early. 260 yards and 2 touchdowns. But the man is Chambay right fair. 22 carries, 193 yards, and the 3 touchdowns. Also in the Pac-10, the game, the battle for the axe. Third quarter, Stanford up 24-3 on Calvin. Glenn Milburn takes the punt. Scoots down the sideline, tightrope walk 70.